All right, can you guys hear me? Hello. There's 7 people. Wait, if you guys hear me, can you say something in the chat? This is the microphone's on, right?
Yeah.
Hello?
Wait, where is it? Let me check.
Huh? Yeah, check on yeah.
Simple explanation.
I also need to get on Instagram too. Wait. How do I start on Instagram? Okay, they can hear. They can hear.
Okay.
All right, hold up, guys. Just give me like a minute or two. I need to set everything up. Hi, guys. Lights off. Hi, guys. Glad you guys can make it. Just give me a minute or two. I still need to set everything up. Are you guys watching it from? Okay, let me set up the. Okay, we're live on Instagram as well. We'll start in 2 more minutes. Just give me 2 more minutes. You guys don't. Wait. Yeah, we're starting in 2 more minutes. Wait. Okay, yeah, so I'm back. So people ask questions are already on the wait. Yeah, so these are just people I invited over.
You're not friends? Just
friends.
people?
No, friends.
Just
Yeah, they're my
people?
friends. Yeah, no, it's friends.
Wow. Just viewers. How many viewers?
Right now, how much do we have?
Yo,
Only 21. Yeah, let me just share it, I guess, just so everyone knows.
Get these guys off the panel. We're here to see Daria.
Yeah, I am unmuted, so. We're just laughing. Okay.
Hello. What's up, guys? I sneak in again.
Yeah, let me just get my plug real quick.
Okay. I'm getting started, I think. So,
yeah.
The first question, I'm looking at the. Wait, let me put that.
Wait, why?
That's what? Okay. Yeah, actually, yeah, maybe it's up to you guys. Okay. Questions? Okay.
Here, we'll be asking you.
Daria, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you, Daria. I appreciate it.
Okay, bye, guys. All right, sorry, guys. Yeah, I'll start the actual Q&A now. Okay, so yeah, let me go through the questions I already put in. Okay, so the first question. Okay, that's better. Okay, so the first question I see in the Q&A is, what other colleges were you accepted to other than GT? So I'll answer this one first. Actually, let me close the door. I don't know if it's loud. I'm gonna close the door. I don't know how loud it is. Yeah, so just so you guys know, you can ask questions right now. I'm gonna look at the questions like right here. I'll read the questions that were already posted on the website. But once we get through those questions, there's 50 of those. We'll get through the questions you guys can ask in the chat. So right now, let me just look at is my camera really loud? Wait, let me see how this is. Wait, I don't know actually how this sounds. Wait, can one of you guys go on your phone and like see how loud it is? I don't know how loud audio is. It's not that bad? Okay. Is it on Instagram or YouTube?
Instagram.
Okay, all right. Yeah, so I'm gonna go through the questions now on the website, and then once we finish those questions, we can just do questions in the chat. Okay, this is so strange. I'm not really used to doing lives. Actually, let me put the link. I don't know if you guys have the link. I'll put the link in this chat. Can I pin that? I don't know if I can pin that. Okay. And I can put the live, I can put it on Instagram as well. Hold on, guys, give me a second. I just want to put the questions link there. And so you guys can ask questions on here as well, or you can ask questions on just in the chat, and I'll try to get to those. But wait, let me get that link on there as well. Okay, copy. Sorry, guys, my first live, so I'm not really used to it. Okay, so I put the question there. Okay, should be fine, I think. Okay, so the first question I have, the top question that people asked on the questions website is, what other colleges were you accepted to other than G2? Okay, so this question, I was going to make a reaction video actually for my colleges, like the reaction stuff. So I actually recorded all my reactions to all the colleges. So I'm probably going to post those at some point in the future. I haven't posted them yet. I still got to edit it. But the colleges that I got into other than GT, they were mainly public schools, actually. That was the funny thing. So I applied to every public school I applied to is basically early, because public schools, when you apply early, they're not binding, which means that you can just apply, and it doesn't count if it isn't like it's not binding, which means like if you get in, you don't have to like actually go to the school early. So for those, I applied to like a bunch of public schools. I applied to basically schools for engineering, right? I was a computer engineering major. So I applied to UIUC. I'm going Georgia Tech, yeah. I applied to UIUC. I applied to, I got accepted. These are schools I got accepted to and applied to. UIUC, Purdue, Florida, Rutgers. Rutgers is my state school. I'm from New Jersey. And what else? Some other ones as well. I applied to UC schools, actually. Actually, my dream state's probably California. I really want to go somewhere to warm. So I applied to a bunch of UC schools as well. I applied to LA, San Diego, Berkeley. I didn't get into Berkeley. I got waitlisted from Berkeley. But yeah, so I applied to a bunch of like public schools and stuff. And then private schools, I applied to a lot of private schools as well, but they were generally more expensive, which is why when I applied to private schools, I generally applied to really like top private schools. So like Stanford, Princeton, MIT, I applied to those schools. And I was rejected from those schools. So nothing really happened there. But yeah, really the schools I accepted to other than GT were basically like these big public engineering schools. So like I said before, like UIUC, Purdue, U Florida, those kind of top ones I can remember in my head. Okay, so hopefully that answers that question. If someone has the same question again, I'll just answer it again. Oh, where's the website? Okay, second question. Are you aware that the internet has a crush on you? And this has 36 votes. Okay. So I guess the answer is like yes, because I can like when people make videos and stuff, I've seen the videos on TikTok. I repost the videos. If you guys make a video and tag me in it, I'll repost it. So I've seen the videos and I can also read the comments as well. And so I guess the answer is yes, I do know. And my thoughts on it, I think it's kind of, I mean, obviously I'm flattered, right? I think it's pretty flattering, but I think it's just kind of like interesting. Like it's like something I'm not really used to. Like I don't think I ever like got that much attention. And so it's really something that's like kind of like cool, I guess. It's like I don't know. It's like kind of cool, I guess. Yeah, I just like not used to it. So yes, I do know, and I think it's like kind of cool. And again, if you guys make any videos of me, like if you tag me in it, I'll repost it. I support it. I don't really mind it. The next question is, do you procrastinate and how do you stop that? So yes, I do procrastinate. I think that's just like a basic human thing. I think like everyone procrastinates. So yeah, the answer is yeah, I do procrastinate. How do you stop procrastination? That's a good question. I mean, I'm still working on it, but I think really procrastination, I think the hardest part with anything with procrastination is really just starting it, right? Once you actually start doing something, it's kind of hard to stop doing that something. And that goes with anything, right? And so with procrastination, really all you have to do is break down the tasks and make it. I've heard this from someone else, actually, it's not my own advice, but I think make the task as easy as possible to start, right? Whatever you want to do, make it as simple as possible to start, right? Let's say I was trying to get into making videos, right? Let's say that was my goal and I keep procrastinating that, right? So the way I'd make that like kind of overcome the procrastination is by just like saying, okay, to make a video, right? The first thing I do is like make a script. So I'd like start off with something really easy. I'd do like a script or like find video ideas, right? I'd start off with something really easy. And then I think once you start that something really easy, you kind of like ease into like doing the thing you're procrastinating, right? So I think really the best way to kind of end procrastination is really just to break it down to something easy and then like start doing that. And you kind of like get into a flow state, if you will, from that. Okay. What books do you recommend to read? Any genre, any topic? So I'm not really much of a reader, honestly. I mean, I read books when like I was forced to back in school. And like I do enjoy some books. Like I really like nonfiction books, actually. I guess is kind of answering the question. Like nonfiction books, kind of. I enjoy reading those, I'd say. Topics, like engineering, right? Obviously, like those kind of books. I got a math book recently from my school. I won this award. It's this one. I think it's pretty good. I like this book. There's another book I read recently too. It was like this puzzles book. It was pretty good. So I really like books that kind of like, yeah, like puzzles books are kind of cool. Like math sort of books, like engineering books. And then, I guess the question was, what books do you recommend to read? Not what books do I read? Sorry, I misread the question. So what books do I recommend to read? Recommend? Shoot. I guess it's up to like each individual, right? I don't think it's really something I can just tell you like what to read. It depends what you want to do, like with reading. Like some people do reading for enjoyment, right? It's not really me, but some people read for enjoyment, right? And so if you want to read for enjoyment, that's kind of up to you.
Do not disturb, bro. There's notifications like
you can hear it.
Yeah.
Sorry guys, Okay, I do not disturb now. Okay, sorry guys, I don't know if you guys heard the chirping. sorry. It should be off now. Yeah, hopefully. Okay. Yeah. Anyways, what books do you recommend to read? Yeah, like I was saying, it depends on like the person itself, right? It depends like what you want to do with books, right? Enjoyment. If you want to read to enjoy, then like read books that you think are enjoyable, right? Find books. Just like go through your library, just like stroll around. You can find videos online of people reviewing books and doing all that. So find a book you like to read and then read that. If you're trying to like improve your stuff and stuff like that, then read books about like what you want to do, right? Your like goals, right? So if you want to do like entrepreneurship, right? There's a bunch of entrepreneurship books you can read and check those out. If you want to do like I don't know, like computer science, that kind of stuff, right? There's books on like computer science, there's books on like any subject, right? So you can find these books, you can read them, and they're pretty good because they, these books, right? They get all the information in it and they kind of like summarize it in a way that's approachable to different people. So I think it's kind of good if you want to, learn something and that kind of stuff. So that's kind of basic answer to the question, but yeah, that's kind of like how I'd answer it, I'd say. Next question, what do you think helped your application the most for Georgia Tech? Okay, that's a good question. So when I applied to Georgia Tech, this was back in November. I applied early. So I applied out of state too, and I applied as a computer engineering major, which is probably from New Jersey as well, which is very competitive. And so what do I think helped me the most? That's a good question. I can't say for sure. And I made a video about this actually. I made a video recently about like why 80% of like what's it called 80% of college advice kind of like sucks, right? So I don't really know exactly why. All right. I don't know exactly what got me in or what like helped me out the most, but I'd say that what if guys, let me just do something quickly. Okay. Anyways, yeah. So what helped me out the most for application for Georgia Tech, right? I don't know exactly what helped me out the most, but I think in general, right, I had really good grades. I'd say I had basically all A's, and I also had good ECs, I think, back then. And I guess the question was the most helped me the most, right? So the most, I think, I can't say there's one thing that helped me out the most. Right? I really tried my essays too. So for people applying like right now, like for next year, right, I'd recommend starting your essays as early as possible. I'd say that's kind of like the best advice I can give. Right, start your essays early so you have time to revise them. Yeah, I don't really think there's one thing that helped me stand out. I think in general, like it was just showing off multiple facets of me and showing that I was a good student, showing that I was involved in my community. I had like hobbies and stuff, and that I helped people out. I think that kind of really helped me out the most, I'd say. And I don't think there's one thing that really helped me out all that much. Next question, tips to get a 1540 plus on SAT or just a good score in general. Okay, it's a good question. So I made a couple SAT videos. Check those out. Those are pretty good. Okay. So yeah, I got a couple videos on SAT stuff, so check those out. I mean, they're pretty good videos. But yeah, for the SAT, it depends on the section, right? For math, I think it's pretty easy to get a pretty high score because you have Desmos and stuff. So for math, you don't really, it depends on like where you are, obviously. And I actually was an SAT teacher for quite a while. But I think in general for math, as long as you know your right, Algebra 1, Geometry, Algebra 2, as long as you're pretty good with that and comfortable with that and you just do some questions with it, you kind of get to see the pattern of it and you kind of get to see, you know, how it is. And it really isn't that bad. So use Desmos a lot for math, right? Use, you know, do a lot of questions, just kind of see how the format, and then I think you're pretty good at math. Reading's a little harder. Reading, there's not really anything you can study for reading. Like people say there's like vocab lists and stuff, but the issue is the vocab lists are, you know, so long and they're so like extensive, right? They can ask any word on the reading section. So studying these vocab lists probably isn't the best way to improve your score, because think about ROI, or think about how much time you put into studying these vocab lists, right? How much benefit, how much reward you get out of studying that. There's like not really like a benefit from studying those vocab lists. And so I think for reading, really the best way you improve your reading SAT score is just by like doing reading questions. This kind of is like pretty obvious, but the more questions you do, and when you get a question wrong, I think it's really important that you make sure you understand why you got the question wrong, right? What I did back when I was studying for SAT, I had this thing called like mistake journal. And so every question I get wrong, I would, you know, understand why I did it wrong. I'd put it on the mistake journal, and then, you know, I'd kind of see, you know, why I did it wrong. And then that kind of helped me out improve, because I could improve from my mistakes and just kept doing more questions. And so yeah, reading, it really just like about pattern recognition. I think it's just about like the more questions you do, the more patterns you recognize, and then it's pretty easy. Just saw this question popped up here. What did you get on the SAT? I got a 1560. So I took it twice. The first time I took it, I got a 1530. And the second time I got 1560. And then, yeah, so I got on the math section, 800 the first time, 790 the second time, and then 730 in the reading section, and I guess 760 the second time. Oh no, I didn't get 1560. I got 1550. 1560 super score. So 760 reading, 790 math's my highest, and overall it was 1560. Okay. Any advice on picking a major, and what made you choose your major? Okay, so I'll answer the second question first. So why did I choose my major? So for me, I've always really been into engineering, I'd say. I think that, you know, engineering, you know, ever since I was young, right? You see Legos in the background. I've always really been into like building stuff. So like Legos, I used to like build, I used to actually get kits from Amazon, like these like little like building kits, like these like wooden pieces and stuff. I used to like really enjoy like looking at instructions and just building it. And so I really always enjoyed making stuff in my hands. And so that kind of really put me towards engineering to begin with. And then my dad, he was a software engineer. And so back during COVID, right, what happened was basically we were always inside and stuff. So he was like, okay, you should learn how to program. And so he taught me how to program. And so from there, right, I really got into like computers and doing stuff with programming. So I made a couple websites. You guys might have seen them. It's just if you want to check them out, it's myname.com, Diria.com. So I made a couple websites. And then, as I continued through high school, I joined a bunch of like engineering clubs and joined a bunch of that. And I was like, okay, I really want to do this. I really like building stuff. I really like doing this. This is why I want to do the engineering. But then engineering is a pretty big field, right? So like, what would I do in engineering? So I knew I kind of liked, computers and stuff like that. I liked programming and stuff like that. And so I chose computer engineering because of that, right? I chose computer engineering because I was really into computers. And, I was really into just like engineering as well. So I chose computer engineering because I thought it'd be like a mix of both. And so now the question, first question, right? How would you pick a major? Really, you should pick a major based on your interests. So, right, with a major, it should be something you're actually interested in, right? Don't focus on just like the money. Don't focus on just like this. Focus on like something you're actually interested in. So I was actually interested, in engineering, which is why I picked engineering. And so for picking a major, right, think about something you're interested in. Think of something you would actually enjoy doing as a career, right? That's how you kind of pick your major. And it's okay if you don't have a major right now. Like, you really don't need to lock in the major you want, because there's a ton of people who change, and people change even like after college, right? They don't like do their career based on just their major. They can change in college as well. And so really, it's not important that you get it right now as soon as possible, right? Just pick something you might be interested in. If it doesn't, work in the future, it's fine. You can just change it later. Okay, let me just do that one. So this is taking quite a while, 20 minutes. Okay, I should probably answer the questions a little faster then, because we do have a lot of questions. This question is, why did you not apply to school in New Jersey, or at least close to there? Isn't Georgia's atmosphere and culture completely different than how it is up north? So yeah, I mean, I did apply to schools in New Jersey. I applied to Rutgers, NJIT, Princeton. I think that's all New Jersey schools. So, I mean, New Jersey isn't really that big a state. There's not really, for engineering at least, the schools I can think of on the top of my head for, engineering, like Princeton, Rutgers, NJIT, Stevens. Those are pretty cool schools for engineering up here. And so I kind of wanted to apply to schools, like, for me at least, right? I applied to these schools because I thought, like, I'm from New Jersey, right? I had the same idea, the atmosphere thing. But I applied to schools out of state as well because I kind of wanted to be somewhere, new, different, right? I wanted to go somewhere where it was a little different, right? I was kind of bored in New Jersey, I'd say. And so I kind of want to go somewhere like different. And I didn't really get into that many schools from here. I mean, I got into Rutgers and NJIT. And funny thing is, actually, Rutgers is very expensive for in-state people. For me, Rutgers was basically the same price as Georgia Tech. And so, between those two, Georgia Tech was very school side. That's why I went to Georgia Tech. But, in general, the reason why I kind of applied to a lot of schools outside of Northeast in general, actually, is because I kind of wanted to go somewhere, different, a different environment. I also kind of wanted to, I'd say, like, go somewhere warm, right? I was kind of tired of the cold. And so it's kind of like service level. But I did want to go somewhere warm, which is why I kind of applied to, more outside the area. And I kind of also wanted to be independent, right? I wasn't really that independent growing up. And so I kind of wanted to be like on my own and just go somewhere like kind of far away was kind of my mindset. And so Georgia's atmosphere and culture, I mean, I just, I visited campus a couple of times. It's not that different. I mean, we're still in the US. It's like not completely different. But yeah, that's why I applied over there. Okay. The question is, what's your ethnicity? So I didn't know this was really a question. I mean, I thought it was pretty obvious. I'm Indian. My parents are Indian. My whole family's Indian, right? I'm like 100% Indian. I mean, I haven't done like a test, but yeah, all my family's Indian, so I'm Indian. I'm like from like the north, so North Indian. My messages are still going off. I don't know why. I had Do Not Disturb on. Let me just mute it. Wait. Can I mute it? Yeah. Okay. There should be no more messages now. Okay, so yeah, that's the what's your ethnicity question. I'm Indian. Why Georgia Tech? Okay, so Georgia Tech, it was probably the best engineering school I got into. I mean, I also had UCLA as well and some other schools. But Georgia Tech is also a very affordable school as well. I don't know if you guys researched it, but Georgia Tech is probably one of the most affordable schools for people applying out of state. So like I said this before, right? Georgia Tech was the same price for me as Rutgers. And so that kind of says something, right? Like I'm in state for Rutgers and Georgia Tech was the same price as that basically. So it's a very good value school. It's very good for engineering. I think it's like top 5. And again, yeah, price, it's good for what it is. And I always wanted to go somewhere like kind of far a little bit and kind of somewhere warm. And Georgia kind of hit those boxes. And also, if you've been to Georgia Tech, it's a really beautiful campus. I think it's a really nice city to Atlanta. It's a cool city, a lot of stuff to do there. That's kind of why I picked Georgia Tech. I already answered this. The question is, what is your SAT score? I got a 1560. Next question is, do you film your videos on your phone? So yes, I do film my videos on my phone. Let me just show actually how I film it. So I have this tripod, as you guys can see. Yeah, I film it on the tripod. I just put my phone up here and I record. So I said this in my, how to start YouTube video. I think for people looking to start their own YouTube channel, stuff like that, really all you need is your phone, right? Your phone is an incredible camera. Actually, it's probably one of the best indoor cameras for recording. Right? Your phone is really good at recording stuff indoors. And so if you're going to do videos indoors, your phone is all you need, right? I don't think I'm going to really upgrade from my phone anytime soon. I mean, if I ever start doing vlogging, maybe in the future I might start vlogging. Then maybe I'll upgrade from that. But in general, right, your phone is very good at this. So yeah, I do record on my phone. Maybe in the future, if I ever do outdoor stuff, I might switch to like a real camera. But so far, all I do is, my phone. Yeah, someone said you just switch the side thing off on your phone. I'm on my computer, so my computer also gets messages as well. So I don't really have a switch on my computer. I think it should hopefully be off now. I just muted it, but it should be good. Next question, how's the environment and student community at Georgia Tech when you went there? So this is probably going to be a pretty biased answer because I'm going there, so I'm probably going to be really positive about it. But I really liked it. I mean, the environment, I think Georgia Tech's a really beautiful campus, right? It's in Atlanta, the middle of Atlanta, but you wouldn't really think that it'd have a lot of nature and stuff, right? But it's actually kind of opposite, right? Georgia Tech is a lot of trees, there's a lot of nature and stuff, and so it's really beautiful and something I didn't expect. I didn't expect there to be so much nature when I was there on campus, which surprised me. And then the student community, I haven't really interacted that much with the student community because I'm not a student there yet. But from what I know about just from visiting campus and all that, I think that the community overall seems pretty cool. I think that, I don't know. I mean, I can't really answer that well, this question, because I'm not in the community all the way. But I think one of the reasons I applied actually, or like the school a lot, is because they have a really big maker community. So Georgia Tech has a bunch of maker spaces, a bunch of spaces where people can come together and just start building stuff. Well, building stuff. So that kind of community of people who want to make stuff and people who are really, this is one thing actually, Georgia Tech has a lot of people who are really ambitious and a lot of people who are really focused in their field and like what they do. And that's kind of one thing I really liked. I think I liked people being committed and really passionate about their field. That's one thing I really enjoyed from what I saw of the community. But again, I don't really know yet because I'm not a student, but that's kind of what I think. Next question, what was your class rank? So my class rank, I was actually, our school didn't do rankings, and so I don't actually know what my class rank was, but I was probably somewhere up there. I wasn't valedictorian or salutatorian, but I was probably up there. I don't know what my rank was. Next question, what should I do in the summer before my senior year of high school? Big thing I think is really you should start thinking about college stuff, right? Think about, what schools you want to apply to. Think about, your essays, what are you going to write? I think it's really important, making sure you have kind of that down. I think it's pretty important. Also have fun, right? I think it's kind of your last summer with the, not your last summer, you have the next summer as well and future summers, but it's kind of the last summer where you can really hang out with your friends a lot. And so, have fun. But also, I think it's important that you start your essays because in the fall, you'll be pretty busy. So making sure you have your essays and your college stuff. And this especially goes for people who apply to a lot of schools. I applied to a good number of schools. So really making sure that you're kind of productive in the summer is pretty important, but also have fun, right? And again, it's different with the person. I think one way you can be productive too is by getting a job. I think getting a job is a pretty good thing. And so again, there's different ways you can be productive. But I think trying to be productive, but also having fun is something you should try to do. How many APs did you take in high school? So I took, I don't know the number off the top of my head, but I guess I took senior year, I took 5 APs. I guess I took 4 junior year and then 2 sophomore year. So I guess like 11 or 12 in total. That's how many APs I took. You can reach, okay, this is a long question. You can reach instant proficiency in one academic discipline of your choice. It must be more specific than all math, all science, etc. What are you choosing and why? Okay, that's a pretty deep question. So I can reach instant proficiency in one academic discipline, and it has to be more specific than all of math, all of science. Okay. I guess I would say for me, an academic discipline. So it's also academic. Okay. So academic, I guess like maybe I'd say like physics probably, because I think physics. Sorry, guys. Sorry that my friends are leaving, I think. Yeah, so anyways, academic discipline. I say physics, right? I think physics is a very versatile field. I think it's a lot of applications of physics. So if I master all of physics, right, I think it'd be pretty cool because, like, again, it's very versatile. It can be used in a lot of places, and it's also pretty big. And I think, right, the question said, like, don't be really broad. And so physics, I guess, more narrow than just all science. That wasn't really a great response, but hopefully whoever asked that question liked it. I don't know. I have a really hard time staying motivated and focused at school. How do you motivate yourself and stay focused? So motivation, right? There's 2 kinds of motivation. There's external and internal motivation. For a long time, right, I think I was externally motivated, right? People motivated were my parents, just like, other people motivating me, external stuff. But now I think it's kind of shifted, right? Because of that external motivation, I think I'm now more of like internal motivation, right? I'm motivated just for myself, right? I'm motivated because I know that if I do this, right, things will be easier in the future. I'm motivated because, it's just like who I am, right? I want to prove to others that this is like who I am. And like to prove that, I have to, work hard. Okay. Thanks. Oh, my God. Oh, you can't say that. You can't say that. Hopefully no one heard that. Okay. All right, I think everyone left now. Okay. I forgot the question was motivation. Yeah. So internal motivation. All right, no more interruptions. Sorry, guys. Like the interruptions, people left now, so now no more interruptions. But anyways, so motivation. The way I'm motivated now, just for myself, right? I'm motivated because, I kind of want to prove like this is who I am. And like to prove that, I just had to like do the work and kind of like show that. And I think, how do you stay motivated and stay focused? The way you stay motivated and stay focused is just by like, doing something and being consistent, right? So to motivate yourself, like try to set goals, right? Try to say, this is what I want to do. This is what I want to do it by. And so by setting these goals, right, make sure you try to hit these goals, like be consistent with your goals. And I think, honestly, like setting goals and like planning ahead, I think that's the best way to motivate yourself and stay focused, right? You stay focused by setting a plan and motivating, right? You motivate yourself by having these goals and having these factors, either external or internal, to motivate you, right? External could be just like your friends, family, whatever. Internal is just you saying, okay, I want to be a better person. I want to improve. This is how I will improve by doing this. Okay. Hey.
What's up?
Not much, just doing the live stream.
Are you on stream right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw.
You saw?
Yeah, I know. I was
I'm gonna go back to answering questions. It's okay. See you. Sorry, guys. That should be the last interruptions. What were your high school stats? So I don't want to go through all my stats, kind of boring, but like, I was a pretty high achieving student. I took as many like AP courses as I could. I mean, like I took courses that were also like relevant to me. I took like, a lot of science courses, math courses, that kind of stuff. And then my high school stats itself, like I told you, 1568 SAT. And yeah, I just like took as many classes that challenged me as I could, and that kind of stuff. Checklist for rising seniors. This is a good question. I like this question a lot. Checklist. I mean, I guess this is probably like pre-school starts checklist, right? Make sure, obviously get your college stuff sorted out. Like make sure you like have some essay ideas. Maybe actually have some writing too. It's probably good. Make sure you know which colleges you're applying to. Kind of like have that list out. I mean, it can change, obviously, right? I know some people like my friends, they've changed to the last minute basically, which schools they're applying to. But just to decrease the stress and decrease kind of like the, again, like stress, right? Making sure you like think about this stuff before could probably help a lot. And then other checklists, right? What else would I include in the checklist? I guess I'd say planning out like, college is the big thing, really. College is really the big thing you're doing as a senior that really matters still. I guess, planning out your senior year, like, what do you want to do? It's your last year, right? As a senior. And so kind of thinking about, what do I want to do my senior year? It's my last year. Do I want to, start something new, do some new activity, right? It's my last year. I might as well try something new if I can. Or do I want to keep doing what I'm already doing, kind of like build it up, right? So do, again, right, whatever, like, what you want to do, right? So just kind of like think about that, I'd say. Not a great answer, but that's a kind of hard question just to answer on the spot. Did you ED to any schools? No, I did not ED to any schools. So I applied early action to all my schools. The one private school, like I said before, public schools can apply early action. They're not binding. The one school I applied to that was, I guess, like ED sort of. It wasn't ED. I applied to Princeton, which had this thing called restrictive early action, which basically means that if you apply, right, that's the only private school you can apply to early. And so I applied there, but if you got in, right, it wasn't binding. So I didn't get in. But if I did get in, it wouldn't be binding. It wouldn't be that I had to go there if I got in. So for me, I didn't really have like a dream school, which is why I didn't apply to anywhere ED. I'd say for me, most people, I regularly recommend that if you are applying ED, make sure that's the school you definitely want to go to, right? You don't apply ED to get into school. You can still get into great schools without applying ED. But if you're going to apply ED, make sure that's the school you actually want to go to because it is binding. And so it is something you actually have to do. So no, I didn't apply to anywhere ED because I didn't really have that kind of dream school. What's your schedule for this fall? Okay, that's a good question. So my schedule for this fall, actually, I actually planned it out. So I went to Georgia for last week, and I planned my classes there. I did that kind of stuff. So I actually have my schedule now. So the classes I'm taking this fall, I'm taking linear algebra. I'm taking two like ECE classes. I don't remember what they are. One is like digital systems. One is something else. I'm taking one English class, and I'm taking physical education. So I think overall I'm doing a pretty light schedule, I'd say. Or I guess it's like, I think 16 hours, credit hours, which I think is like not that light. But it shouldn't be too bad. That's kind of my schedule for this fall. What ECs do you think helped you get into Georgia Tech? Okay, good question. I'll probably make a video on this honestly later. Again, I don't really believe in the idea that like, people who get into colleges know why they got in. I talked about this in my other video, right? My college admission, like why I think it isn't that great video, or college like admission advice, why I don't think it's that great video. Because I don't know exactly what got me in, but my ECs, I can talk about this a little bit. So, one of my ECs obviously was this initiative, right? Simple Explanations. I did quite a bit with this, made a lot of videos. And so that's one thing I put in there. That probably helped me out a bit. But when I did this was back in November. It wasn't that big. And so it probably didn't help me out that much when I did it. But yeah, that was one thing I guess to help me out. Other activities, I did Tech and Robotics Club in high school. So that was president of that. And I did a bunch of stuff there and improved the club a lot. So that's one thing I think that helped me out. I also did a bunch of sports. You guys can probably see the varsity letters. I did swim, tennis, cross country. I did all that stuff. And I did that for fun, but it was also because like it did help me out, I think, because it showed that I wasn't just like a guy who studied all the time. I also had hobbies and I like was active. And I had like internship too. I applied basically. If you're like a junior, you can still find opportunities. I got this internship back in like, I guess like end of junior year. It was like May or April, and it was a summer internship. So I basically worked with the New Jersey Cybersecurity Department, and I just did some like research with them. And for juniors, right, if you're looking for internships, I think the best way is just Googling and just like going through the hard work and finding opportunities online. Emailing, I know people have done emailing and stuff, and like especially for research, people email for research. I know that. For me, that's not really worked. I've tried it before a little bit. It hasn't worked for me, but I think it has worked for people. So you can try emailing to find these opportunities. But for me, the best way that I found is just by Googling and finding these opportunities, by doing the manual hard work. Next question, what YouTubers do you watch? Okay, that's a good question. What YouTubers do I watch? I watch a lot of those like engineering YouTubers, right? There's like Mark Rober, a lot of science guys too. I watch like science and math. I watch like 3 Blue 1 Brown. I'm blanking, I don't know why, but I watch those kind of guys. I like video essays as well. Those are kind of videos that go into these like niche topics. I like Drew Gooden, if you guys know him. Danny Gonzalez, like those guys. Those are fun to watch. And yeah, honestly, like I just like watch whatever like pops in my feed is interesting. I really don't like. I like supporting small creators because I am one, I guess, and so I just like watching random videos as well. I don't really have just like a specific taste either. Wow, it's been 40 minutes. Wow, okay, I should get through these questions a little quicker. What's something? Oh, sorry, I just exited it. Okay, here we go. What's something you like to buy that's expensive but is worth it in your opinion? Okay, that's a very good question. What's something you like to buy that's expensive but worth it in your opinion? To be honest with you guys, I don't really buy many things myself. Like my parents do most of the buying for me right now. Like I don't really buy things for myself that much. But something that's expensive to buy but worth it in your opinion. Well, I mean, I guess for me, I'd say like a lot of the computer stuff I have, like the computer parts and like that kind of like maker stuff, I'd say is something that's kind of expensive sometimes, right? Those like Raspberry Pis and stuff can be like 100, 200 bucks. But I think it's worth it, right? Because it helps me just like, do my creativity and kind of like, just like be myself with that and like just kind of make stuff. So I think it's worth it. But that's kind of one thing I'd say. Not a great answer, but hopefully whoever asked that thought it was okay. Let me get my water. I'm a little thirsty. Okay, I'm back. What type of sushi do you like best? So I'm vegetarian. I don't eat sushi. Can't answer that. Sorry. What was your most enjoyable high school experience? It's a good question. For me, again, it's hard to just say one thing, right? When these questions, they ask you about one thing. For me, a very enjoyable high school experience I had was just being a part of my school's, again, Tech and Robotics Club. I met like a lot of my friends there. Like, well, I didn't meet my friends there, but like I, met a lot of people there, and I did a lot of projects and stuff there that were really cool. And it was a lot of fun just being in that club. We did a bunch of like competitions and stuff. We'd like go to other schools and stuff. So I had a lot of fun doing that. And that wasn't just like one experience. That was just like kind of like an experience of being in that club. I think it was really enjoyable. And I really did like doing that. Yeah, I'd probably just say that club. I think that club was very enjoyable. The most enjoyable, I mean, like, hard to say, but I really enjoyed being in that club. So I'd say for sure, just being in that club. Hey, I'm also an incoming freshman at Georgia Tech. I was wondering, what clubs are you looking to be a part of? Good question. So I researched a little bit of the clubs and stuff back when I applied. I still need to do some more research, obviously, but some clubs and stuff. I definitely want to do stuff with like entrepreneurship, right? I kind of want to do clubs like that. So CreateX is one thing I looked into. There was like the Inventure competition or something, right? I also want to do stuff with like making. So I want to probably join like an engineering club, some like kind of fun one, like maybe like the Formula One or something fun, right? Something like that. And like I also want to do is like making, right? So I want to probably join some kind of maker space club or something like that. And what else? I also want to stay fit. I kind of be active still, so I want to join probably some kind of sports club. Maybe like tennis. I really enjoy tennis. Probably will do kind of like intramural tennis or something like that in the future. So something like that maybe. And yeah, that's really it. I mean, frats and stuff. I'm probably gonna rush just like meet people and like see how it is. I'm still on the fence of whether I'm gonna be in a frat. I don't know. I'll have to see kind of like how the scene is there at Georgia Tech, but I'm just gonna see. I don't know. But yeah, that's kind of what I think right now. What methods do you use to study for tests? Okay, this is a good question. Alex's question. For me, well, one of the methods I use to study for tests, I made videos, right? Making these videos and kind of teaching on the whiteboard really helps me to understand material better and kind of just like learn better. And so that's one method I used. But this is actually a method I really recommend. What I used to do before tests is I would kind of take one sheet of paper and I'd write down like every single formula or thing I need to know on that sheet of paper. And so this wasn't right before the test, this was maybe a couple of days before. It was kind of like my study guide. And so I'd look at that sheet, instead of looking at my notes, I'd look at that one sheet and I kind of just like look at that sheet and it would give me like everything I needed to know. And so I really like the method. I think it really helped me a lot because by doing the kind of one sheet thing, right, it helped me to make sure I knew everything because it gave everything I need to know on that one sheet. And B, it made sure I was really like processing the information, right? It made sure that what I learned, I was trying to like understand it because I was trying to compress it down. I was trying to put it all on the sheet of paper. And so I think it really helped me to learn it better. And that was really the main method I used. I mean, just like trying to compress the material and trying to put it in one sheet of paper and just like studying from that, I think helped a lot. I think also it probably helps that you study earlier. So if you know you have like a big test coming up, I think probably starting earlier helps because your brain takes time to remember stuff. So starting earlier probably helps. Another thing that probably helps is, well, I just blanked out. What was I going to say? Shoot. Oh yeah, doing practice problems, right? Whenever I was doing like a math test, physics test, I mean, you don't want to memorize for that kind of subject. You want to really just do problems. Taking practice tests, taking these kind of stuff, that really just is the best way to learn. You learn best when you're actually doing something and being active you're studying, right? So don't just like read the notes, right? Be active, actually, try to, answer questions and stuff. That's the best way to study. But the question is, where's the cardboard boat video? Okay, so I mentioned this in my story, I think on TikTok. I was going to make a video on this cardboard boat challenge we made. So I didn't end up doing it. Well, I'm still, okay, well, I guess I didn't end up doing it because what happened was basically I thought we had footage of our cardboard boat in action, of other boats in action. But when I went to get the footage and when I went to ask other people for the footage, no one had footage of the boats. And so I can't really make the video without the visual boats and kind of showing how they worked. And so that's the reason I don't have the video yet because I don't have the footage of the boats. And so it's kind of hard to make the video because of that. Okay. But maybe in the future, if I ever get the footage or if I ever feel like doing it, I might do that in the future. The question is dogs or cats? Okay, that's a good question too. For me, I've never really had any pets, so I've never either had a dog or a cat. I used to have fish because my friend moved to Texas. He gave fish when he moved, but I never actually had a pet myself. But for me, I'd probably say dogs. I think dogs are like more fun, and yeah, I'd say probably the dogs. I mean, cats, they're also like kind of like cool, I guess, but I just think dogs are more fun and like probably more enjoyable to be around than cats. Next question, do you speak Hindi? So I can speak Hindi, yes, but my accent's very bad. So I really try to speak English most of the time because I only speak Hindi when I had to. So when I'm with my grandparents or when I'm like, speaking with someone who only speaks Hindi. But my accent is not that good. So I usually try to speak English. But yes, I can speak Hindi and I understand Hindi fully. What are you planning to major in? Computer engineering. What were your extracurriculars? Hard to answer this one. As someone who can make things but sucks at coding, the things I make, how do you think I should start learning Arduino? I already have one of the Arduino kits. I just don't know how to use it. Okay. So how should you start learning Arduino with an Arduino kit? So the way I started, I guess I'll explain through my experience. The way I started learning how to use Arduino and this kind of stuff was just by like, again, I said this before, just like getting into it and like making things, right? I didn't know how to do it either. And the way I learned how to do it was just by looking at tutorials, right? Following the tutorials and actually like, building it and then trying to see, okay, I built this, what can I change and make this like better? And you learn from just like taking something that's already been done and just trying to improve it. That's how you learn. And so first question, right? How do you start learning Arduino? Go to YouTube, go to Google, look up a tutorial, find some kind of Arduino thing you want to make. Like maybe it's I don't know, like an alarm clock. Maybe it's a video game, whatever. What do you want to make, right? Find that, look up, there'll be tutorials on it. Follow the tutorial, like try to learn from that tutorial. But then once you finish the tutorial, once you've actually made that thing that you want to make, try to change it, right? Try to add some things, try to make it different, right? Try to improve on it, right? That's kind of how you would do it. Okay, that's kind of how you improve and kind of how you do it. And you also said that you're not good at coding. Again, like with anything, the way you get better at something is just by doing it. So with coding, right, you get better just by, coding more, right? Making things and kind of, building off. And with coding, similar thing, right? Take a tutorial, follow the tutorial, learn from that. And then once you finish the tutorial, try to change the project, try to make it better. That's how you learn. Okay, this is a question for Jack, which is one of my friends. He left actually, so he can answer it. Yeah, we're gonna skip that one because he's not here. Next question, have you ever had camera fear and how did you overcome it? So honestly, yeah, I have camera fear. And I think I still do have camera fear. I still am like kind of nervous around cameras, honestly. I was nervous a little bit probably before this live stream. And especially during my earlier videos, if you guys go to YouTube, check out my earlier videos, I sound very awkward and I sound very kind of probably nervous, honestly. Camera fear and just fear in general of putting yourself out there is a real thing. People are afraid to kind of be different and just show themselves off, right? Just show who they actually are. And so the way you overcome that, the way I overcame it actually, was just by like doing it, right? So my first video, right, I was nervous about like, making the video, posting it, because I was like, oh, what if people like hate me? Or what if people like don't like who I am? And so the way I overcame that was just like saying, okay, I mean, no one's gonna watch my video, right? And no one did watch my video, right? The first video you ever make, no one's gonna watch it. It's gonna be like that basically. And so I was like, okay, no one's watching it. This is the time I have to just like, learn, make mistakes, and just try to become a better speaker and better just like presenting. And so, yeah, that's kind of how I overcame it. I just like made the video. I realized, okay, no one really cares that much about me. So who cares? I'll just like do it. And so I did it and I just kept doing it. And, now I'm probably better with, around cameras and better at speaking. I still am kind of like anxious and stuff probably. But again, the way you kind of get out of that fear is just by doing it and kind of facing it, right? That's how people say, right? People say the way you get over your fear is by facing it. So that's how I kind of overcame it, just by like facing it and kind of, doing it like head on. Do you think it's more valuable to study STEM or arts after school if you're someone who's good at both? So again, probably gonna be a pretty biased answer because I'm a STEM engineering major. But for me, I mean, I see merit in both. I think STEM and arts, they have their benefits and drawbacks, each of them. For STEM and engineering, I mean, the benefit with that is that it's a pretty versatile field, right? There's a lot of things you can do if you become like a STEM major, right? There's a lot of options and pathways, and there's just a lot of things you can do. And it's also a pretty respectable and like well-paying field, which is probably one of the big benefits of STEM. With the arts are cool too. I think the arts also probably has the same kind of versatility. And again, there's a lot of, options and stuff in arts. But if you're good at both and you're going to college to study this, I think you really want to focus on something that's going to give you a return on value, right? And I think generally, STEM is probably the best fields to go into if you want to find return on value, right? College is really expensive. So if you go into college, right, you probably want to pick something that's going to end up helping you down the road a lot. And so for me, I'd probably say STEM, but arts is good too. I think arts is not, I respect arts as well. I just think that for value, and if you're good at both, probably STEM, because STEM is like you need to study STEM in order to understand it. But arts is something you can probably do on the side as well, versus like being an arts major and doing STEM on the side. I think it's probably easier to be a STEM major and do arts on the side versus the other way around. Thoughts on social media such AI and a lot of students. So overall, I think that social media is not a good thing. I don't approve of social media that much. I think, I mean, there is value, right? Obviously, I mean, there's the ability to reach a bunch of people, which is why I use it for. I use it to reach people and to talk to people. I think that has value in it, right? Trying to teach and trying to educate people has value. That's something I approve, right? Obviously. But then also social media, the way most people use it is just kind of to consume and to kind of like be mindless entertainment, which I don't really approve of that much. I think that's kind of like you waste your time and it just kind of like hurts you using that. It just doesn't really like help you out and it's just not good for you really. Oh, where's the question? Just it's over here. But in general, I mean, social media, if I had to say, it's probably been like a net negative for society overall. But there are definitely benefits. And if you use it right, social media can be a good thing, right? I think I use social media overall in a pretty positive way. And I mean, social media can be good just like for connecting with other people and just kind of like, again, like you can use social media for good and you can also use it for bad. But overall, I think people don't really use it that well. So I wouldn't say social media is a great thing. AI, overall, I think AI will be probably a positive thing in the future. But there are definitely negative, consequences, right? The whole thing with water, the whole thing with like, the climate and how it affects our environment. It's really bad, not good. But for students specifically, AI is not a good thing for students, I'd say. I think AI actually helps you learn less, probably, because the way a lot of students use AI is just to do their work, right? They use AI to do their homework. They use AI to, do the studying for them, right? To like summarize this and summarize that, right? That's like okay, I guess, but part of the way you study is by doing the summary stuff yourself, right? Part of the way you study is just by trying to look at something, trying to compress it down. That's the way I study, right? And so trying to use AI for that kind of stuff probably hurts students, right? Because they're using these tools and it probably just like doesn't really help them out at the end. So overall, I mean, like AI, there are positive ways to use AI for students, I'd say. I mean, students can use AI maybe for, if you have like an essay, you wrote the essay and you want to kind of like have some feedback on it, to improve the essay. Maybe you can like ask AI to help you out if you've already like reviewed it. But having AI do your work is definitely not something positive. I think overall it's probably negative for students using AI. Okay, so check that. What's next? Do you have any other hobbies than YouTube, electronics, and sports? Okay, those are kind of the big ones I have, I guess. But yeah, I like drawing a lot, so I draw quite a bit. I don't really have any drawings with me here. I like sketchbooks and stuff. Yeah, I like to just sketch around and like doodle. I like maps a lot too. I like to learn more about geography. And I used to be really into like drawing maps of like roads and stuff. It's just like something I've been into. So I used to do a lot of that. I like hanging out with my friends. I like just like exploring and doing new things. And yeah, it's kind of it. I mean, you guys kind of said this question kind of had the big three hobbies I do. But, I kind of like doing that kind of stuff. Study tips. Okay, so I kind of talked about this before. I mean, I kind of mentioned the study tips before, right? Do practice problems. Try to, like when you're studying, do like is the angle bad? Sorry. Do like, yeah, practice problems. Try to like, what I do is like, compress information, right? Try to compress the information, make it easier, say in your own words, that kind of stuff. And make sure you're timely. Don't procrastinate. Try not to procrastinate. At least you can't really stop procrastination. It's like inevitable. But try to like make it smaller, the procrastination, and start early. Right, the earlier you start, the better you are at studying. Because studying really is something that takes time. It takes multiple days to kind of get that stuff and information stuck in your brain. That's how I would say. Do you have any interest in finance? No, I don't think so. I mean, I don't really know much about finance, but I wouldn't say I really had that much of an interest. No, I don't think so. I mean, I am interested in like starting my own business and doing kind of like entrepreneurship stuff, but I don't think I'm necessarily interested in being like a banker or like investment person. So no. What are some good extracurriculars to do in high school? I think it's the wrong question. Oh, wait, we have 10 questions left. Okay, we're almost at the end. They're not, so yeah, I didn't explain this before. There might be some new people. Basically, once I answer these questions on the website, I'll look it through the chat and try to answer questions through there. And you guys can ask questions there as well after. It says 1 minute left on Instagram, so I guess I'm gonna have to do another one on Instagram soon. But anyways, what are some good ECs to do in high school? Well, it depends on your major, right? It depends like what you want to do. If you want to do like STEM and stuff, like good ECs, like research, joining like engineering clubs, doing just clubs related to your major and stuff like that. Doing activities in general related to your major is probably really positive because it shows that you know what you want to do, and you can kind of talk about that in your essays as well. You can kind of talk about like your majors and stuff in your essays, so that's probably a good thing to do. In general, just doing extracurriculars that show you're a well-rounded person is probably good. And actually, I really don't like this question at all. Like, what are good extracurriculars in high school? I mean, like, don't focus on that, bro. Focus on just like trying to like do things that you enjoy, right? If you try to do things that you don't enjoy, like you're gonna do those things like worse. You're not gonna do those things as well. If you do things you actually enjoy, you will actually do those things passionately, and that passion can actually be seen through your college application. Right? People can see if you're faking it, or people can see if you actually enjoy it. And so the better question or better response to this is just do things that you like to do and you're passionate about, and do those things well, right? Do those things as best as you can do, right? As high as you can do, the highest level. And that's kind of the best ECs you can do for college. What are your thoughts on liberal arts colleges? Okay, wait, sorry, my live ended on Instagram. Let me just pull it up again. Okay, so we're live back on Instagram. I guess Instagram has a limit for 1 hour lives. So we're back up again on Instagram. People are watching there. So how many people are watching YouTube actually? Okay, 40 people. Wow, that's quite a bit. Yeah, so sorry guys, my Instagram ended. I guess it's only 1 hour on Instagram, so we're back now. The question that I was answering was, what are your thoughts on liberal arts colleges? I think they're good. I mean, like I'm obviously not a liberal. Why am I saying that? Liberal arts major, right? I'm an engineering STEM major. But my thoughts, right? I think that they're obviously important. There's definitely a space for them in society, right? We need people to, be, like writers and be like kind of these like arts people, right? We need these kind of people. And I think they're pretty cool. I think it's cool that like these places have like, the core curriculums and stuff like that, and like making sure people like know how to like speak, read, write, these kind of stuff, right? And making sure they are well-rounded. I think it's pretty cool. I think it's a good thing. But then, for me, like I think it's not really for me, honestly. I really wanted to do. I know what I want to do, right? I want to do engineering, and so I really wouldn't like probably going to liberal arts college because I know I want to do engineering, so I want to kind of take classes in engineering. I kind of want to improve in that field, and so that's kind of how I would, do it. I'd say. So I mean, overall, I don't mind them, but they're not really for me because they're just more general. In general. Okay. Someone asked, when does the stream start? So the stream started an hour ago. Hopefully you found it. Whoever asked that, I don't know who asked that. But hopefully whoever asked that question, actually 1 hour ago, figured out that the stream started at 5. I thought I made it pretty clear in my videos and stuff, but it started at 5. 7 more questions. Okay, we're almost there. Once I finish questions again, guys, you guys can ask questions then in the live chat, so I'll answer questions there. Just let me get to these questions first. Hi, dear, it's Carmen. Do you have any favorite food? Could be anything from your culture, outside your culture, and/or a snack. Hi, Carmen. Okay, do I have a favorite food? That's a tough question. I mean, people ask that question. It's like hard to say that one food specifically is like my favorite food. I guess for me, I have a favorite cuisine. I really like Indian food a lot. I'm Indian. I'm also vegetarian too. I don't know if you guys knew this. I'm vegetarian. And so for people who are vegetarian, Indian food is like the best cuisine because there's a bunch of vegetarian options. Because a lot of people who are Indian are vegetarian. So it's really good for vegetarian options. And I think it's just good because a lot of like flavors and stuff, and a lot of like taste, which is why I really like Indian food a lot. I also like, other cuisines. I like Thai food a lot. I like kind of, pad Thai, fried rice. It's all good stuff. I like Mexican food too. Mexican food's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, favorite food's tough. I don't know. I'm not really sure. I don't know if I have a favorite food. But I just like, I like food that's, has flavor and is, spicy food's pretty good. I like spicy food a lot. And like sweet food, I'm also like I guess, sweet tooth as well. But yeah, I'm like pretty, open and stuff. Okay, someone's saying I'm Mexican. Did he mention Mexican? Yes, I did say Mexican food. I like Mexican food a lot. It's pretty good. Yeah, I'll be more interactive with the chat soon. I just need to get through these questions on the website first, and I'll be more interactive with you guys and read the messages. Okay. Are you excited for college? Yes, I am excited for college. It's gonna be like awesome. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. I'm really excited to, learn more about like what I want to do, meet a bunch of people. Like it'll be fun just to like, meet people and that kind of stuff. And yeah, no, I'm like really excited. Yeah, I'd say I'm pretty excited. I think like most people are excited, right? Most people are excited to go to college, right? It's like a first time on your own, and it's like a new experience. Yeah, I'm excited. Main advice to get good grades in school. Okay, to get good grades in school, it's all really about just like two things, right? Being focused in class, right? Trying to be, when you're in class, trying to be attentive, right? Trying to like listen and trying to like be interactive too. I think one thing people miss out on is you gotta like listen, but you also gotta try to interact in class, right? The way you learn is not just by like being passive, you learn by being active. And so when you're in class, I think like raising your hand, a lot of people like don't raise their hands. I don't know why. It's like so easy. You just gotta like raise your hand and like answer the question. I don't know what's the difficulty. But really trying to be like, interactive in class, I think is important. And it's probably a good way to get better grades. That was one thing, right? Being interactive and like being active while you're in class. Second thing is when you're at home, like when you're studying, right? Actually, I guess that's the second thing, right? Getting good grades, like part of that is also like studying and trying to like learn the stuff as well. And I mentioned previously, I've actually answered this question a lot, like how to study. So, just like trying to be, again, active when you're studying and trying to like, study smart is what I'd say. And then good grades, I mean, you want to challenge yourself for sure. Like try to challenge yourself as much as you can. But there's also a point like if it's too much of a challenge and like, it's affecting your mental health, it's affecting like the kind of stuff, then, take a break, right? It's like, your health matters the most. So, focus on that. I mean, like if it's too challenging, right? I do recommend people should like put themselves out there, right? Try to challenge yourself, try to, be better than what you are right now. But, if it doesn't work, then, take a step back, right? Take it a little easier. But yeah, getting good grades, you just gotta like be active, I'd say. Did you take any APs this year? Yeah, I took. Well, I am a senior, so I graduated. But last year, I guess this year. Last year, I'll say last year. I took. What did I take? I took AP Physics C, E&M Mechanics. I took AP Economics, Macro and Micro. I took AP Stats. I took AP Lit. I took AP Bio. And I think there's one more. Wait, what did I say? I said AP Physics, AP Lit, AP Stat, AP Economics. Maybe that's it. That's all I took, I think, yeah. And I took multivariable calculus as well, dual enrollment. Thoughts on Washington University in St. Louis? Probably a pretty good school. I don't really know much about it. I know some people going there. Shout out. Actually, maybe I won't shout out this person now. But, I know some friends going there. So, good school. I mean, I think it's a pretty good med school, right? Pretty good, like, medical stuff. So, good school. I don't know what you want me to say. Expensive, though. I heard it's really expensive, but good for you guys going there. If someone's going there, I don't know. Oh, wait, where are the questions? They disappeared. What? Oh. Okay, so we had other questions, but I don't know what happened. They've all disappeared on my end. Yeah, all the questions are gone on my end, so I don't know what happened there. Okay. So yeah, all the questions are gone. I've answered all the pre-questions. Let me just answer the questions now in the chat. So now I'm looking at the chat, guys. Now I can actually see. Let's look on YouTube. Okay, I've seen this one a lot. Someone's asking me about SHP. So basically, for those of you guys who don't know, I'm again from New Jersey. SHP is basically this science program held at Columbia. And so I applied like last year. I got in back in the summer last year. And so it's basically this program you do over the school year. And you basically go to Columbia and take classes in person at Columbia. So it's like science classes. I think SHP stands for Science Honors Program. It does, yeah. And so you take these like science classes there. Well, I took quantitative biology and I took quantum computing there. And these Columbia professors or PhDs usually teach your class, and they kind of like teach you sort of like an introduction to the topic. But it goes pretty in depth. It's not just an introduction. It goes pretty in depth. Like our quantum computing class, we went into a lot of detail about the class. So it's pretty in depth. And overall, I think it's a pretty good experience. I mean, it was fun. I went with his friend. Not gonna shout him out either, because I don't know if he wants me to. He was here though, but yeah, I went with his friend. Basically, it was fun because we just go into New York City, took the subway or took the train every Saturday, and we'd go to classes and then we'd hang out afterwards. So it was a pretty fun experience. How much do you think the test is weighted in admissions versus the essay? I think the test is probably weighted more than the essay. I mean, there's a bunch of applicants, right? So I don't know how much people how much time they spend per application. And so I'd say the test probably is worth a lot. Like if they're giving you a test, they want you to do well in the test mostly. And so the test is probably worth a lot. The essays, I mean, they probably matter too, because they ask you. Like whatever they ask you, I mean, it probably matters. But overall, I think probably the essay or the test matters more. Let me check Instagram. Did you consider social and campus life heavily, or was it mainly academic based? I think for me, I mean, it was mostly academic based, right? When you're paying to go to college, you're paying for the academics, right? College is crazy expensive, right? College is a lot of money. And so you really should be focusing on kind of the value you get. And the value you get is from mainly, academics and kind of that kind of stuff, right? And so when I was like applying to colleges and looking for colleges, I was mainly academic focused. But I know people who like have, I guess, more the privilege of looking for social colleges. So I mean, like for them, like it's great you can look for social stuff. But for a lot of people, like you're looking for things that like are academic based. So yeah, for me, I'd say I look for more academic stuff. Okay, YouTube. I already asked on the side, but what APs should I take in high school? I want to be a vet. I'm sophomore. I already took AP Stats and CSP. Okay, so you want to be a vet, right? High school, there's not really that many opportunities to take veterinarian-related classes. I mean, definitely take AP Bio. Science classes, right? You want to be a vet. Taking science classes is probably important, like AP Chem. Physics, I think physics is probably a good class to take as well. Math classes, I think you probably want to take math classes as well. Like calc is probably a good one. And then like being well-rounded in general is good too. So like taking like an English class. I mean, for me, taking English class like helped me out because I was able to get it out of a bunch of like credits and like a bunch of like intro classes at Georgia Tech. I took like AP English, I took like AP Histories, like right, that kind of stuff. So in general, like take classes related to that kind of stuff and then add on to that if you can. Instagram. Are you a binding? Okay, that's not a question. Is AP Bio bad? No, I don't think AP Bio is bad. I thought it was pretty easy overall. I mean, the test was probably one of the harder tests. I mean, people thought it was hard. I honestly thought it wasn't that bad because our teacher, I guess he prepared us pretty well. He gave us questions that were AP questions, and so he prepared us pretty well. It wasn't that bad, but it can be challenging for us. We also had a really like in-depth freshman year class, I'd say, for AP Bio, and so we learned quite a bit there. And so when I took AP Bio, or an IBio, we had an in-depth honors bio class back in freshman year. And so when I took bio back in last year, I didn't think it was too bad because I learned a lot of the stuff back in freshman year. And so I didn't think it was that bad overall. YouTube. Do you think schools like Emory that focus on healthcare would not accept you if you take AP Calc AB instead of BC? No, I think it's fine. Like some people don't have the opportunity to take like these classes, so they could still accept you. I mean, like it's not just because you didn't take this class is not the reason they rejected you, right? One thing to know, guys, like just because you didn't take this class or just because you didn't do this thing, right, is not the reason a college will reject you, right? They don't reject you on like just really small things like that. And so just taking AB versus BC is such a small detail that I don't think it's really going to affect the application that much. But again, I really don't like giving admissions, like college admissions advice, because I don't think I really know that much about college admissions. I just got into some schools, pretty good schools, some of them, and I mean a lot of them were pretty good schools. I made a list based on that. But yeah, I mean like there's not really like I don't know exactly what got me in, so it's hard to give advice to other people because I don't know exactly why I got in. I'm just scrolling through Instagram. I mean, I mentioned Instagram. I had to open up quickly again, so I don't know if there's any questions. I don't like how Instagram shows me who like just gets on because I can only see people who get on. There are some questions though. Wait. Okay, I'm not gonna read that one. How did you study for the SATs? So I studied for the SATs just by like doing problems. I think I kind of answered this, but the way you study for these kind of tests, especially standardized tests, right, is by just doing practice problems, right? All these tests kind of have like a pattern to them, and so if you just like recognize the pattern and you recognize the pattern by doing a lot of questions, then the tests are pretty easy. So like for me, I was an SAT tutor. I mean that was after I did well in the SAT, I guess, but that kind of helped me to better see the pattern, right? And I think really again, I think the best way again study for the SAT is just to do like the practice questions and stuff like that. Okay, so one of my friends asked on a scale of one. I'm not even gonna read that one. I'm not reading that one. Okay, a lot of questions on YouTube. Actually, I'm gonna go to YouTube. Sea salt spray. Okay, that's a funny question. I actually don't use any product in my hair. It's like natural. I swear it's natural. I don't put any product at all in my hair, so I don't use sea salt spray. Although I do know a friend. If I had sea salt spray, like it'd be like more like spiky and stuff. Like I don't put any spray on my hair. Just like if I like push it up, it'll stay up like that. So, it's like all natural. I don't put anything in there. And it's also like that. It's like spiky like that because it's like short. Like my hair's short, it's spiky because it's just like shorter, I guess. But if it was longer, it'd be more like. Wait, and you guys have seen probably like my older videos, but I don't put any product. Blue or red button. I don't know what that means. Who are you rooting for in World Cup? Honestly, I don't really watch for World Cup, so I'm not really rooting for anyone, honestly. Thank you, my favorite LARPer. Welcome. Okay, question here. How is the academic culture at your high school? Is New Jersey super competitive? Yeah, New Jersey is a very competitive state. I mean, I think we send out the most, well, not the most, but probably one of the most, people out of state colleges. And I think a good portion of people, like, I was talking to people in Georgia, right? I went to Georgia Tech for like a couple of days, right? I was talking to a lot of Georgia people, and like over there, sometimes in some places, right? There's a lot of people who don't go to college, like their high schools. A lot of people don't go to college, and like here in New Jersey, I'm from the north, so North Jersey, South might be different, right? But up here, right, like everyone I know is going to college. Like everyone basically is going to college, and so it's like pretty, I guess, like different in terms of that. And like the education systems, I think it's number one probably in the like U.S. or like top 5 at least. So it's pretty good, and like competitive, right? New Jersey is very competitive. A lot of like Asian people, like Indian people, like sweaty people, right? It's pretty competitive, right? My high school itself, I'd say I went to a public high school. It was not huge, and so it wasn't like all too competitive. I mean, like, see, the thing is, I can't really answer that question that well because I don't really have a baseline, right? I went to high school and like school for the most part in New Jersey. I moved a lot when I was younger, but like since middle school, I've been in New Jersey, and so it's hard to answer that question because I don't really have something to compare that to. But overall, I don't think my high school was all that competitive. I know other high schools in New Jersey were way more competitive. My high school, I think, like they pushed you for sure. I think they pushed you somewhat, but I don't think it was like crazy competitive. Like I've heard stories of other places, it wasn't like crazy competitive. Like the culture, like it was like people like took APs and stuff. People like tried hard, but they weren't like trying to like hurt other people in the process. Like they were like Okay. Alex question. If you could have any superpower, which superpower would you want and why? Oh, this is a good question. I always don't know how to answer these questions, like these like hypothetical questions. If I could have a superpower, oof, I don't know. Probably like something fun. Like I'd say like uh hmm, this is a good question. Like probably like mm, I don't know. I don't really know, honestly. I have to think about this one. I'm not sure. Like super strength would be cool, like it being like really strong and stuff. And like being able to like be really athletic and stuff. That'd be cool. Like I think that'd be fun. Um but then some stuff would be like kind of like I don't know, like weird. Like reading minds, like they'd be like interesting at the beginning, but then also kind of like hurt you too. So like I don't know. And like some things like there's like drawbacks and positives. Like I want to pick a power that's like just positive. So I don't know. I'm not sure like if I do anything. Someone said I want all the superpowers. Yeah, I mean like if I had the option, I'd like have all the superpowers, or like a superpower that lets me have whatever power I want. But like I assume that's not an option. But if it is, yeah, I'll just do like whatever power I want in the moment. Another question on Instagram. Just finished my first semester in computer engineering. What do you recommend I should work on in the summer to get ahead? Like any projects or certs? I've been idling for a month trying to figure out what to start. Bro, you're ahead of me by a year, so I can't say for sure. I'm just getting into my major, my first semester next fall. I mean, like I'm assuming for like what I want to do, like when my like next summer comes around, like I want to have some kind of like internship lined up, maybe some kind of study abroad program that'd be fun, like you can study abroad. Um, and then like if you don't have that lined up, or I assume it's kind of late now to like set up an internship or set up something like that. I think yeah, the best way now, like since you don't have this kind of like structured thing set up for the summer, probably is to like yeah do your own things. So like starting your own projects would be cool, or doing some kind of like your own initiative would be cool if you don't have anything right now. Someone said I'm currently attending a 4-year university in the States and planning on transferring to a more recognizable uni. What unis or colleges do you think are good computer engineering schools that one should try to transfer to? I mean, like, you can look the stuff up. I mean, you can find like colleges, like the rankings and stuff online. And those are pretty good to find out which colleges are more reputable, I guess. But should I say Georgia Tech? Yeah, I mean, like Georgia Tech's a good school for computer engineering. There's a bunch of good schools. Like I don't know, USC has a lot of good schools. So like check those out. And like really, I don't know how hard it is to transfer into schools. I'm assuming it's probably kind of tough. So try to find good schools and then apply to them because you don't know if you're gonna get in, right? You just gotta try. It's a good chance you might not get in. So that's kind of the important part. Someone asked, "What was your GPA?" What were you valedictorian? I was not valedictorian. What was my GPA? My GPA was like, I don't know the stuff on my top of my head, guys. I'll be honest. I didn't really care that much. I mean, I cared about my grades, but I didn't really care that much about like knowing the specifics. I think my GPA though, it was probably like out of like a weighted scale on 5.0, probably like a 4.8, I'd say, or 4.8. Yeah, I think. Well, actually, I don't know because then the senior grades probably aren't accounted for that. So I'm not sure. I don't know. Someone asked, are you going to transfer next year to a top school for engineering? So Georgia Tech is a top school for engineering. So no. I mean, Georgia Tech is also very affordable. So probably not. But Georgia Tech is like top 5 for engineering. So I'm not going to transfer out. And I think in general, I don't think you should transfer out because like you miss out on a lot of like things transferring out. Like you miss out on like you made friends right your first year, now you're just like moving somewhere else. It's like kind of like a bummer, right? Like you kind of like lose a lot of stuff. So I don't know I want to transfer anywhere. What languages do you speak? I speak English. I speak Hindi, although I said before like my accent isn't great and that kind of stuff, but I speak those two. I studied French in high school, but I don't think I can speak it that well and like really I'm fluent in it, but yeah, I know that. Did you get any scholarships? So from Georgia Tech itself, I think since I'm out of state, I think it's probably harder getting scholarships. I didn't get any like money from Georgia Tech itself applying out of state. Scholarships, yeah, I got like scholarships like externally. So I applied to a bunch of like external scholarships, like local scholarships. I actually didn't make a video on this, right? I made a video on how to get scholarships, and I kind of talk about like, how you get these scholarships. Really, the idea is you want to try to get local scholarships the best way to get scholarships. So I applied to a bunch of local scholarships. I've probably got a good amount. Like I've decreased the tuition by a significant amount getting these scholarships. I mean, I can name some, but a lot of them are just local scholarships, and so not really a point in naming them. I mean, some of them are like national merit. That was from that PSAT. So it's kind of like a basic one, but yeah. And some of them more. I got some scholarships from my high school as well. We had like an award ceremony. I got some scholarships from there. All right, let me check Instagram. I haven't checked Instagram in a while. Thanks to your AP Stats video. Thank you. Yeah, I know AP Stats was a big video, so thanks for watching it. I'm glad it helped. Would you sell the simple explanation shirts? Yes. So I'm glad someone noticed. I have these shirts, simple explanations. So I mean, yeah, they're technically online. You can find these shirts. It's basically this company, Digital for Good. It's not my company. It's this like nonprofit company. And basically, what happened is last year I applied to this program from Digital for Good, and so I applied. It was like this program that helps people improve, like high schoolers, improve their kind of like nonprofits and their kind of like initiatives. Oh shoot, that's my watch. Sorry. So I applied to this program, and yeah, I got in, right? And so basically, they helped me out with like they set me up with a mentor and like this like industry professional, and so that I learned from them, and then they like, taught me some stuff there. And one of the things they did is they made merch for me. So they made the simple explanations merch. I mean, you can find the merch online if you want. Search up like simple explanations, Digital for Good. The thing is, though, I don't get paid from this. So this merch, all the money that you pay for this merch goes to them. It does not go to me. So I don't get any of the money, which is why I don't really promote it because it's not going to me. And it's kind of selfish, but like it's yeah. I mean, like it's just going to them, and I don't know if you really want to support them. And actually, I bought this T-shirt myself. I bought this T-shirt. It was like 20, $30, pretty expensive T-shirt, and the quality itself was not that nice. It's like just a normal T-shirt. I wouldn't really recommend it. What brand and model is your watch? So I have a Fitbit. This is a Fitbit Charge 6. I use it for like running. And the nice thing too is, I mean, I'm missing the watch parts. They're on the floor. I'm still messing around with my hands. But yeah, the nice thing about this too is that it helps to wake me up. So basically, I used to have like the Apple alarm. That was really annoying because that's like set the alarm and then like it like buzzer and stuff, and it was really annoying because I hated the noise of it. The nice thing is this helps me just to wake up with like a little like a vibration. So it's like nice because that, and it also like tracks like health stuff too, which is cool. So that was a simple explanation shirt thing. Again, yeah, the shirts, I mean, I don't get paid for that. So if you want to buy one, you can buy one, but you know, you don't have to. And also, I don't really like how it looks, honestly. I mean, I made the design, but I think the design, like, I don't really like how it looks, and the material is not nice. So I wouldn't recommend buying a shirt, but if you want it, you can buy one. Someone said, not a question, but I think it's cool their brother is your same age, same major. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, same major. Wow. Awesome. Nice. Your brother ain't from Texas, is he? No, my brother is from New Jersey. He's younger than me. He's, yeah, not from Texas. Okay, YouTube. Actually, there's one more thing. Okay, no, that's it. Okay, looking at YouTube. Any tips for dealing with senior year stress? I mean, I think most of the stress with senior year comes with colleges and stuff. So with that, I mean, starting early, I think is the best thing you can do. I said this before. Starting early, right? Trying to be efficient with your work and trying to, like, yeah, like if I was like in your shoes, like if I was a junior or rising senior, I would try to start my college essays and like college stuff like now, so I'd have time to work on it and like be less stressed out in the fall. Because the fall is a really stressful time, right? Because fall is like you're doing school and stuff, and you're doing college like applications. So it's really stressful. So trying to start early is probably the best tip I could give, I'd say. And like, you know, I think also realizing that's all going to be over in like a pretty short amount of time, right? It's really stressful, I'd say, in the fall and the winter, being a senior. At least for me, it was. I applied to a bunch of schools and did a lot of stuff back then. But once you're in second semester, it's like all pretty easy and it's all pretty fun. So like, just like knowing that it'll all be over in like another month or two is pretty like, I think, relieving, pretty like helps the stress, I guess. Someone said, do I use makeup for my videos? No, I don't use makeup for my videos. That's like, I mean, like I know guys can use makeup, but that's kind of weird to me. I don't know. I don't use makeup. I think part of the thing is the lighting. I think I'm in a pretty well lit area, which is why I guess it kind of looks like makeup. Maybe, I don't know. But no, I don't use makeup. No. And I guess also the camera too. The camera can also, I mean, I think I look mostly how I look like in the camera, but the camera also changes how I look a little bit too. How many colleges did you apply to? Good question. So I applied to, I was an engineering major in computer engineering, and I'm applying for a pretty competitive state, New Jersey. So I wanted to apply to a good amount of colleges. So I gave myself like kind of a safety net. And honestly, I wasn't really that confident in my application. I mean, I should have been confident. I don't know why I wasn't confident. I should have been, but I wasn't that confident. And so I applied to a good amount of schools. And in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have applied to that many schools. I applied to like over 20. I applied to like probably like 22, 23. And to be fair, like some of them were like UC schools. UC's basically how they work is you do one application and you apply to multiple schools. I applied to like 3 UCs, and so that's kind of like -3, like 19 schools, 2019 schools. So it was a lot of schools, but I don't think it was terrible for me because I started early, like I said before. And you know, for engineering, I think they ask you less questions sometimes, and so I didn't really answer that many essays. And I kind of recycled my essays. You can kind of do this, like you can reuse the stuff used in your essays, so it kind of made it a little easier for me. What was your favorite AP senior year in class of all time? Probably AP Physics C, specifically E&M. I really enjoyed that class because like I think it was a class that challenged me. So like a lot of classes I kind of bored in. I like started like sketch and like doodle and stuff, but physics was a pretty interesting class, and I was like really like I enjoyed that class because it was just like, interesting. Do I read a lot? No, I don't really read a lot. Someone asked me this. I don't read that much. Book recommendations. I mean, like read what you like read. It depends what you want to do with reading. If you want to do reading for like enjoyment, read like what you want to like enjoy. If you want to do reading for like improving yourself, right? Read books that you think that might improve you, right? Read books about like your major or what you want to like do maybe, or like that kind of stuff. So it like kind of depends, I'd say. I hated E&M. Yeah, I mean a lot of people don't like E&M. It's a hard class, I'd say for sure. But I mean, I thought it was pretty fun. I think it was like pretty cool and like I don't know. I like the symbols and stuff. It's like kind of like fun for me. Ooh, this is a good question. What was your 50 free PR? So for you, those guys don't know, I'm a swimmer. I was not a sprinter when I was in high school. I mean, I was mostly, I did one breast. I wasn't that fast, to be honest. I was pretty slow. My one breast time was, what was it? It was like 108, I think. 108, 109, it was something like that. So I wasn't really that fast, given that was my best stroke. So I wasn't that good. 50s free, it was probably like 25, maybe 24, like low 25, high 24, probably something like that. I think it's 25. I don't think it's 24. I don't think I ever got down there. Maybe it was 24. I don't know. It was 25 for sure. Could have been 24 maybe, but I think it was 25 was my best 50 free time. Can you do the other micro units when school starts? Okay. So I don't know. Like I was thinking like what I would do when I was in college, like with videos and stuff. Like I kind of want to like not move on. Like I'm still gonna make like AP videos and stuff, but I also kind of want to like do newer things like my videos. I kind of want to like do different things, like maybe vlogs. I'm still not confident enough to like vlog. Vlogging is like so hard, bro. Vlogging, you gotta be like in public and stuff with your camera. It's kind of like a lot of confidence if you're a vlogger. It's like a lot of just like you have to be really confident to be a vlogger, and so that I don't know. But I definitely want to be someone said bro, it cannot be that hard. I don't know. I'm like pretty like I guess self-conscious person, so I just like say I think it'd be pretty kind of hard. And like I don't know if I'd be that interesting. Like what do I even vlog about? I would just like I don't know, like just talk about like what's happening. I don't know. Again, this is the thing I was saying before. It's like it sounds hard whenever you talk about something, but like when you actually like start doing it, it gets easy. So I definitely want to try to start vlogging at some point. But again, the hardest part about doing anything is just by starting it. So I want to take my own advice. I want to start it sometime in the future, but yeah. So yeah, I mean, in the future, like I want to kind of switch up the content. Like I want to do like engineering stuff, maybe teach like college classes. I don't know how useful people find that because they're generally more like niche and stuff. So I'll have to see. But like AP stuff, yeah, I definitely want to keep doing AP stuff. So like when AP season comes around, I'll definitely do AP stuff like during AP seasons, like April, May, I'll post AP videos then because I did pretty well back then. But yeah, throughout college, I don't know if I'm going to keep doing like AP videos. I mean, like Yeah, I will do AP videos once in a while, but how often, I'm not sure. What's your PR for cross country? Okay, so I was also not that good at cross country. My main sports were swimming and tennis. Actually, the cross country letter you see up there is actually not really even a real like cross country letter. It was basically just like I got that letter because at our high school, basically every senior who's a senior in that sport gets a letter, and so I got that letter just because I was a senior. I wasn't actually like on the varsity team for my cross country team. Again, swimming and tennis were my main sport. But for cross country, my PR, it was pretty bad. It was like 20 minutes something, like 20. It was high 20s. So I was not good at cross country. And like I just did that sport just like 'cause my friends did it. It wasn't really like a sport that I committed myself to that much, for sure. How do you go about choosing your essay topic? I have too many ideas. Yeah, so I mean, with your essay topic, that's a good question. If you have a lot of ideas, that's a good thing, right? Having a lot of ideas is good because that means like you have a lot of options. I didn't realize my Instagram frame is like way lower. You guys can see a lot of my like Legos on Instagram. Okay, that's cool. Anyways, sorry. Yeah, choosing your essay topic. I mean, having ideas is good. That means you like have like thoughts and stuff. But now you gotta like transfer those thoughts into like actual writing. So try like taking those ideas and try like writing them and trying to like you don't have to write the whole essay with your idea. Just write like a little snippet of it and kind of see, do I like this idea? Do I think it has potential, right? And do I think it's like a good idea, right? So that's kind of how you do. Like you just have to like take your ideas and try to actually like write a little bit of it and see if it works out. And if it doesn't work out, it's fine. Like you have time. Like that's the good thing about starting early is like you have time. You can try different ideas and you can try to like improve them if you start early. Who's asking this? Have you ever hit your opponent with a tennis ball? So like yeah, a joke like I've had my friends is like yeah, I hit people with tennis balls. Like actually, funny story. My last tennis match, basically, it was our state match. We were playing the school. We were ranked 8 in the state. They were ranked 9, and so I was playing this match, and these guys like it was competitive, right? It was like we would have to win in order to like move on to our next like round in the states. And so we were playing these guys, and like we had to win in order to like move on. So we were playing pretty competitively. And so this guy, like he was basically stationary in the net. And so what I would do is whenever I got the ball and it was an easy ball, I would just like hit as hard as I could to the guy at the net. Like I would just hit it as hard as I could, and like it would hit him sometimes because he was like basically stationary. I don't know why. Like in tennis, you should be moving around. If you're stationary, like you're doing something wrong. So he was stationary. I would just like hit it as hard as I could at the guy. And like at the end of this tennis match, it was pretty funny. He was like, I shook his hand, like we shake hands in a tennis match. He was like, I was like, good match. He's like, you kept hitting me. He was like really mad. He's like, you kept hitting me in the match. I was like, okay, you should have moved. Like, I don't know what you want me to do. Like, and basically how it works in tennis too. Like, if you hit the other person, like, don't get it over. Like, that's your point. And so, like, it's kind of like a strategy to hit the other person. Like, it sounds mean, but like, they can do things to kind of stop that. Like, I don't know why the guy wasn't doing anything. Like, he just like, let me hit him. So, there are things you can do to like avoid that. And so it was pretty funny because like the guy was pretty mad. So yeah, I have hit people tennis balls. I guess it's kind of like one of my well, it's not a thing I do, but like yeah, if I had the opportunity, I would do it because like it helps to end the point. I heard tennis people have a very bad temper. Is that true? Lol. Yes, it is true. I know a lot of people who have a very bad temper. Screaming and stuff in Swedish. I don't know if some of that guy's watching, but yeah, people have temper. Oh, so you're evil. I'm not evil. No, it's not my fault. I mean, like most people in the situation would move. I think like it's like if someone hit me, I've been hit with tennis balls too. Like people like it's like a thing. Like you can like yeah do that. But if you're getting hit with tennis balls, like it's a sign you should move and like try to like like be mobile and like don't get hit by the ball. Like try to hit the ball with your racket instead of getting hit with your body. Like try to like move. It's kind of like a sign. Have you ever been recognized like doing other things in public? Yeah, funny story actually. Like when I really only been recognized at this AP season. This AP season really like blew me up, I guess. And so this AP season was during my tennis season as well. And so the first time I was recognized was actually during a tennis match. So I was at this tennis match, and basically, we were there. And tennis teams, basically, there's 7 people on a tennis team. So out of the 7 people, like I was just there. We were doing the handshakes and stuff. After like the greeting, the handshakes and stuff, we like went to our courts, and this guy I recognized was like, "Hey, I simple explanation." Like, "Oh yeah, that's me," and like he took a photo and stuff. That was the first time I was recognized. And then after that, every single tennis match I went to, or basically every single tennis match I went to, I was recognized. Like people would recognize me on that 7-person team. They'd recognize me and they get like a photo with me, which I thought was like really cool. And then like a funny story is also I went to Canada one time too. I was recognized in Canada, which I thought was crazy because I didn't think I had Canadian viewers. Like I thought most of my viewers were from the US. I had like someone recognize me and take a photo of me in Canada, which I thought was like really crazy. And I was recognized. Yeah, I've been recognized. Like people like come up and take photos and stuff. It's cool. I like it. If you ever see me in person, feel free to take a photo. Like I think it'd be cool. And also, if you ever like see me, ask for an autograph. Right? No one's ever asked me for an autograph before. I think it'd be really cool. I've never done an autograph before, but yeah, I've been recognized before. Yeah, for sure. Like I think if there's a group of high schoolers, like usually I'm not usually, but like a lot of times I am recognized. It's like an event for high schoolers, or high schoolers are there. I guess like now I'm like also like a college freshman. So college freshmen, maybe they'll recognize me as well too, or college people. I don't know. I guess I'll go through Instagram and check that in a while. Oh shoot, what am I pressing? Questions. I'm gonna be a freshman at Georgia Tech next year. Are you excited? Yes, I'm very excited. I think it's gonna be awesome, a lot of fun. I'm really excited to like just meet people and kind of do college stuff. I'm very excited for sure. And what am I majoring? I'm majoring in computer engineering. I think that's all that was on Instagram. Yeah, okay. YouTube. A lot of questions on YouTube. Okay. How often are you gonna party in college? I don't know. I mean, it's tough to say because I don't know how much work it's gonna be and how much like stuff I'm gonna do in college. And so I don't know how much I'm gonna party. But I definitely want to like have some fun. So like yeah, I want to like go to some parties. Like I want to have some fun. So yeah. What's your favorite vacation spot? My favorite vacation spot. I like going somewhere like warm. I like going to warm places. Like I really don't like being in New Jersey that much. It's like too cold. Like I don't like in winter sports either. Like skiing is like all right and like that kind of stuff. Like I don't really like cold places. So I like warm places a lot more. So yeah, I mean favorite vacation spot. I like going to India a lot because all my family's there and so it's fun going there because my family's there. The weather is usually not bad. I mean sometimes it's really hot. India can get very hot. And yeah, I mean India's fun. This is not really, and they didn't really ask this in the question, but places I want to go to. There's a lot of places I haven't been to that I want to go to. I want to go to places like East Asia. I want to go to like China would be really cool. Japan would be cool. Europe, I haven't been to a place in Europe either. I want to go somewhere in Europe, South America, Africa. I mean, there's like I basically haven't been to anywhere except like I guess India, in the US and North America really. So I definitely want to try to like explore and kind of like visit other places. But vacation spot, yeah, somewhere warm, like the beach is cool. That kind of place, yeah. Yeah, Japan. Like I really want to see like an internship or something like in China. Because China's in Taiwan is actually really good at like I'm computer engineering, right? So China is like really good at like chips and like technology and stuff. So I really want to see if I can try to get like a internship or opportunity there. I think that'd be cool. Do you want to go to Vietnam? Yeah, so actually, funny story. I was gonna go to Vietnam this summer. Who is this person? Does this person know? Who is this person? Okay. Yeah, so I was gonna go to Vietnam this summer actually. So what happened basically is our flight, we were gonna go to India and Vietnam. Our flight was canceled because our flight was through Kuwait. So if you guys know where Kuwait is in geography, Kuwait's by like in the Middle East, obviously, and it's like by I guess like Iran and like Iraq, and the whole war is going on there too, right? So basically, I think the airport's like bombed. And so our flight's canceled, and so we're not going to India this summer or Kuwait because, yeah, our flight's canceled. So, yeah, not going there anymore. Where would you study abroad? So I said this before, China. I think would be really cool. A lot of people I look up to in my life say things like satisfaction usually ends up success. I look up to a lot of people say things like satisfaction usually ends your success. What's your stance or like what do you think about how much you should be satisfied with your like accomplishments? Oh no, I disagree. I think you should definitely be satisfied. Like if you do something cool and if you do something that's like impactful, I think you should definitely be, satisfied and happy that you did it. I don't think you should be like ashamed of it or like trying to hide it, right? Be satisfied and be proud of your accomplishments. Like you worked hard. don't like like don't hide that stuff. Like be proud of like the things you've done. Like don't like hide that. So find satisfaction in your work, find satisfaction in your accomplishments. I don't think that's a bad thing. I don't know what that kind of perspective is. I don't really understand that. Instagram. How did you balance athletics, like staying active and stuff while doing applications, studying senior year? I'm scared fall semester, especially. Yeah, I mean, it was tough for sure. I mean, for me though, I mean, the way you kind of balance is just by being efficient with your time. So, like I said before, starting early. So starting my college stuff early really helped me out. Like doing my like essays and stuff over the summer and doing my like a lot of my application stuff in the summer helped me out a lot because I had less to do during the school year. And then with like classes and stuff, like using your time wisely. So like when you have free time, like in school, trying to use that time to like do work is pretty important. I mean, like try to have fun too, like hang out with your friends. Like that's your last year, right? Your senior year's last year, you're gonna be with your friends all in one place. So try to hang out with them, but also like try to use your time wisely. And then athletics and studying and stuff at home. Again, just like try to be efficient with your time. It's not that bad. I mean, I was able to do it, and I basically every night, like I've slept at like 10:30 every night back when school was like happening. So I'd sleep at 10:30, I wake up at like 7. So I had a pretty good sleep schedule, despite having like college stuff to do, like athletics, a lot of like studying and school and stuff. I had a lot of stuff, like social stuff. I did a lot of stuff, but I was able to like balance it all just by like being efficient with my time and like kind of having like a schedule. I didn't have a planner. I think that's kind of like OD, honestly. I don't know. But like, just being efficient with your time and like having some kind of like, what do I want to do in this week? Maybe like a to-do list. I think is good enough. It's probably helped me out. Okay. Someone said, what do you think about your edits on TikTok, LMAO? So I already answered this kind of at the beginning, but what I think of the edits, I think that like I'm flattered, obviously. I think it's like cool that people are like interested in me, I guess. It's like kind of cool. But like yeah, I don't know how to answer that. Like I don't know. It's like kind of cool, but also a little weird sometimes with some of the edits because like some feel like they like get mention my friends and stuff, which is kind of weird, and like mention like really specific details about me, which I think is a little weird. But like overall, I'm like in support of them. Like I repost them. Like if I get an edit of me, or if I get like someone tags me in a video, I repost the video. Like I support it. But yeah, it's a little. I'm flattered. I'd say for sure. Not a question, but I'm not gonna say that is amazing for that sort of stuff. But it's cheap. Okay, sounds cool. Let's look at YouTube. What uni did you get into? I got into Georgia Tech. I'm going there right now. Will you post a college reaction video? Yeah, I'll post a college reaction video. I mean, I have the reactions done. I just gotta like edit it together. I'll probably post that more like closer to like when school starts because maybe people want to watch that more there. I don't know. I'll see. Stats. I did a stats. Scroll back a little bit. I did stats before, but general, like I had a 1560 SAT, took like 12 APs, and I try to like maximize my like schedule as much as possible. Can you scroll up to answer previous questions? Yes, I'll scroll up. I'm sorry, there's like a lot of questions, so it's a little hard for me. Sorry, I will scroll up. MacBro 3668. Okay. In your opinion, what's your the most edible crayon color? The most edible crayon color's got to be yellow. Obviously, like yellow is such like a edible color, of course, so it's got to be yellow. Did you go on a senior trip? No, I didn't go on a senior trip. I did like a prom house with my friends, and we went to the Poconos. It was fun. We had like a lake house. It was cool. What else? China's food is good. Where would you study abroad? I said that one. Can I take you there? Take me where? Oh, China? Okay. Whatever. What's your favorite vacation spot? Also, as a famous person, what do you look for in your friends? Who is this person? Who is Mysterious Raccoon 123? I'm not a famous person. I don't think I'm that famous. What do I look for in friends? I just look for like I'm not even gonna answer that question. I look for like I'm like yeah, like people are fun, like easy to hang out with, and just like yeah, that kind of stuff. I don't know. What's your vacation from? You should come to Texas. I'll ask for an autograph. Okay, I'll come to Texas. Yeah, Texas. Haven't been there. It'd be cool. Someone already asked the senior trip thing. Is tennis difficult for beginners? I mean, yeah, like with any sport, like it's difficult at the start, I'd say. But overall, I mean, like it's not too bad. I think like if you practice and like are into it, then it's like not too bad. So no, I don't think it's that. I mean, yeah, actually no. Out of other sports, I think tennis is probably a pretty hard sport for beginners because there's a lot of technique and stuff involved. Like some sports, like there's not really technique involved. I'd say like running and stuff. It's not really technique in running. So I guess it is hard for beginners because there is a lot of technique involved, but it's not terribly hard. Like if you have a good kind of teacher, it's not too bad. Should your essay say why you want your future, or should your essay say why you want your future career, or just the why GT essay? I'm applying for GT early action. Good question. Let me check my GT essay. I don't remember the prompt. Let me pull it up. If you guys don't know, I wrote my Common App essay. You guys can check that out. I made a video on that. For my GT essay, okay, that's scholarships. What was the prompt again? The GT prompt was what? Something like tell us about GT or something, or like tell us like why you're interested in GT. It was why do you want to study your chosen major and why did you study at Georgia Tech, or why do you want to study at Georgia Tech? Okay, so how I answer this question, looking back, I just kind of told like a story. I kind of like really focused more on like why GT. I mean, I did talk about my future career too. I talked about why my major because the question's both. The question's saying why do you want to study your chosen major and why do you want to study at Georgia Tech. And so it really is important you answer both parts of the question. This is important, guys. Yeah, whenever you like see like a question, like a college application question or like any kind of application question, make sure like you're answering all parts of the question. So here, right, with this question, it's asking me two things. It's asking me about my major and it's asking me about my major at Georgia Tech. And so I kind of want to talk about both. So you definitely want to talk about your future career for sure. And like you want to talk about why Georgia Tech as well. But the thing is like talking about your future career and talking about why Georgia Tech can kind of be the same thing, right? You can kind of mention both in the same thing. So like in my essay, right, I was talking about like how I wanted to do stuff with like robotics and do stuff with like entrepreneurship. And so I kind of wove in like how Georgia Tech has opportunities for that, right? It has like the CreateX program. It has like the research internships like with robotics. And so I kind of like weave that in and kind of like mixed it together. And so, yeah, for your essay, like to answer the question, you definitely want to include both. But you also kind of want to include more about yourself as well. Okay, what else do I need to? Hey, so can you answer my riddle? I don't know what your riddle is. I'm just scrolling up the comments. I don't know what the riddle is. So, oh, here's a riddle. Is this a riddle? Oh shoot, what did I press on that? That's not a riddle. Never mind. Would you rather be in the Sahara Desert or the Amazon rainforest? Okay. Silly question, I guess. Amazon rainforest. Do you collect anything? Collect anything? Okay, that's a good question. I do not collect anything. I mean, I have like a bunch of Legos and stuff, but they're not really collections. And honestly, most of those Legos aren't mine. They're actually my brother's, like my younger brother's Legos. So I guess like no, I don't really collect that much. So no. That was the tennis ball one. Did you use any useful resources to write college essay? And could you share the resources? Yes. So resources. I mean, you can Google these resources. There's a lot of good resources online. One really good resource I liked a lot though was this guy called College Essay Guy. He has very good articles, and he had a lot of articles on a lot of different topics, like how to find ideas, how to write the essay, how to write this type of essay, write this type of essay, right? Very good guy, and I think his advice is pretty good. I mean, out of all the people who like make advice and make these college admission videos, I think he's a very good kind of resource to look at. And I mean, there are other resources as well, but I'm thinking on the top of my head, it's kind of hard to remember. It's been a while, but you can find them online. But College Essay Guy is really good. Yes, I was in varsity tennis. How did you go about choosing your essay topic? I have too many ideas. Oh, I answered this one. Where the India vlog? So I'm not in India right now. I was going to go to India, but then like the Kuwait thing, the airport's bombed. And so I'm not going to Kuwait anymore. So yeah. Okay, Instagram has some comments now. Are you excited for Georgia Tech? Yes, I'm really excited. I'm ready to like meet new people and do new stuff and like yeah, have fun. Okay. Would you rather hop everywhere or skip everywhere? Skip. Skipping is really cool. I think skipping is something that's really underrated. Skipping is a pretty cool thing. So after skipping. Hi from the UK. Oh, hi. I didn't know I had that many international people. I actually don't. It's kind of cool. Like international. I reach internationally. It's cool. Are you interested in BME/bioscience? Not really, but I was interested a little bit in like agricultural robotics and like seeing like how robots can be used in like farming and that kind of stuff. I think that's kind of cool. But not necessarily bio stuff. Do I use the abacus method? This has to be someone I know. Who is Mysterious Raccoon 123? Do I use the abacus method? No, I don't use the abacus method, but I've heard about it and it looks cool. Okay, here's the riddle. I have a riddle. What does the sound of one hand clapping make? What does the sound of one hand clapping make? No sound? I don't know. Okay, that was bad riddle. I don't know who asked that riddle. I don't like that riddle, by the way. What'd you get on your APs? I'm not gonna look at that right now because I want to. I'm actually gonna do like a live reaction, or not live reaction. I'll do like a reaction video, and so I'm gonna save those like reactions for when APs come out. As you guys know, for Georgia Tech students, basically you can check your AP scores early if you're going to Georgia Tech, because colleges get your AP scores early. They get like a week early, and so I could check it if I wanted to on the AP portal, but I'm not going to because I want to do the reaction video for you guys. Do you like AP Calc AB or BC more? So I took BC. I didn't take AB, so I don't really know. But I know what units are in AB. Overall, I recommend that if you're taking AB, you might as well just take BC because it's the same thing, except BC has more units. Now, notably, they are harder units. Like Unit 10, series and sequences, is very challenging. Honestly, probably one of the hardest topics I learned in high school, series and sequences. I still don't really get series and sequences, honestly. It's a very hard topic. And actually, most of my earlier videos are on series and sequences, right? Because that was a really hard topic when I was learning it. And so I made those videos when I started off on series and sequences because I'm trying to like understand it better. But it is a very hard topic, I think, in general to understand, like kind of intuitively grasp. So in general, I think BC is probably the better choice because most colleges prefer BC. And BC is generally not that much harder than AB. And especially with the test itself, like the test itself is pretty easy. The AP test, like AP Calc test, like it's like, I think like a 50 or 60% gets you 5, somewhere between there. Or maybe that's too low, I don't know. But it's like pretty easy test, so yeah. Can you make a video preparing incoming students for Physics C in one multivariable or another course you took? See, multivariable is a very niche course for high schoolers to take. I mean, like I could make one, but Physics C, yeah. I mean, I was thinking about making like how to prepare videos for like APs and stuff like that. But like, I don't know how many people are interested in that because like, I don't know. I mean, I could make one. I was thinking about it. I'm not sure. I could, maybe. Any research or tips for Physics C mechanics? Like the most helpful ones to start studying in the summer? Mechanics, I mean, generally, if you took Physics 1, it's not too bad, Physics C mechanics, because it's basically just that, but throw in some calculus, and like the calculus is pretty easy. So, I mean, if you took Physics 1, you should be fine. Like, I don't think it's anything you really need to worry about. But resources, my videos, no, but like, yeah, just like I don't think you really study that much in the summer. Just like focus like in school and like trying to do well there. So what? We're at 6:20. I'm gonna scroll up to the newer ones. We had newer ones. Can you please share some tips for how to prepare for BC? Can you please share some tips for how to prepare for BC? Preparing for BC, I mean, like it's a math class, right? So the way you prepare is just by doing problems, and so like learning how to solve problems, right? So doing practice problems, doing practice exams, in general, like doing this kind of stuff for the exams, like you can just practice problems for any kind of exam helps a lot. So yeah. Could you make a video on your ECs and stats? Yep, I will do that probably at some point, like after probably like my reaction video. If I post that, I'll post that at some point. When did you take Physics 1? I took a junior year. I don't remember the curve. It was probably pretty good. It's usually pretty good, so I wouldn't say it's bad. Instagram, dude, you helped me with BC and physics. You're welcome. Glad I could help. Oop, we're on 1 minute left for Instagram as well. We're at 2 hours. Wow, we've been streaming for 2 hours. That's crazy. Or I've been streaming for 2 hours. I don't want to go on like longer than 8 p.m., so I'm probably gonna end this maybe in 30 minutes. We'll see how much questions. I mean, I didn't answer a lot of questions at the top because I was answering the questions before. So I'm gonna like do a little bit more, but then I'll probably end it because I am getting a little tired. Honestly, it's been a long, but it's like fun answering questions. It's fun like talking with you guys directly, so it's cool. You clutched up. You're welcome. Glad I could do that. What APs would you say helped you the most for your major? Well, for me, I think the APs that helped me the most in my major were the APs that helped me get credit. So like Physics C helped a lot. Physics C is a very good class if you're doing engineering because it gives you a lot of like credits and stuff at most schools. Calc BC helped me a lot too. Calc BC because Calc BC gets you out of Calc 1 and Calc 2. Physics C gets you out of Physics 1 and Physics 2. Those classes are really good. One class I didn't take though that I wish I took was Chem. AP Chem is a really good class to get out of credits because most engineering majors they require you to take Chem, so it's a pretty good class to take for your major. But also like English and like kind of like history things help you out too because it gets you out of like earlier classes. Where did I commit? I committed to Georgia Tech. How is Georgia Tech when it comes to difficulty? I don't know. I'm not a student there yet, so I can't say. Drones are the future. I guess drones are the future. Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, what do you think of the future of airplanes? I don't know. Hi, dear. You clutched for the AP Stats test. You're welcome. Can I get into Ivy League with 3.3 GPA? I don't know, bro. Like, I don't know. Maybe. Sorry, I stopped because we're not live on Instagram anymore. Let me just get back on Instagram. Yeah, I don't know. I'm not like an admissions officer. I can't say, but look, no, there's been people who got into like Ivy Leagues and stuff with low GPAs. Like, it's not undoable, but yeah, it's probably a little tough. Can you please share some tips for how to prepare for BC? Did I share those tips? I mean, like, yeah, just like do practice problems. Preparing, I mean, like, you can just do the class. You don't really need to prepare beforehand that much. What was the hardest math class you took in high school? The hardest math class I took in high school was probably multivariable calculus. And that was the last class I took in high school, math class. So it's pretty hard. I mean, honestly, I think Calc 2 was probably harder, like the series and sequences. Calc 3, I think it was harder stuff, but then like the stuff you did was like Calc 1 basically, but you made it 3D. So like it was more comprehensible. But it was hard stuff, yeah, but not like impossible. Wow, I'm like all tired. Okay. We'll do like 8 limits max. 8's gonna be the max when I stop, but we'll keep going for a little bit more. Where was I? Where should I send my questions? You can send your questions here. I mean, I'll try to get to them. It's a little tough reading all of them because there's like a lot coming in, and I also missed a lot of questions. They were more previous questions I missed. So you can send them here. Hopefully I get to them. If I don't get to them, send them multiple times, I guess. I don't really know what to tell you. Where was I? I was there. What's your pet peeve in the engineering shop? The engineering shop? Pet peeve? What is the engineering shop? Is engineering, do you mean like the maker spaces? Like a pet peeve I have there? I guess like, I mean, I really haven't been in the maker space that much. Like, I've been in like high school clubs and stuff. But pet peeve, I don't know how to answer that question. Sorry, I'm not sure. So that's Ivy League question. Where should I send my questions? What's up? We can hear you. What was your test score? I already said that. Coffee or tea? Neither, actually. I don't really drink anything except water. I think water is like good enough. I drink basically just water. So Like neither, yeah. Who's your favorite singer? Good question. I don't really like have a favorite singer, honestly. Like I really don't have a music genre that I listen to either. Like I don't really like have music taste, honestly. I just like listen to whatever sounds good and like yeah. I don't really have a taste, honestly. Yeah. Um I kind of mean your personal statement. Are you saying why engineering? Oh, this guy responded. Or guy or girl, I don't know. So in your personal statement, it really should be like a story kind of thing. I kind of talked about this in my like reading my Common App essay. You can check that out. But in that essay, I guess you could be saying why engineering. Like you should be saying a little bit about that. But also, like the whole point of the personal statement is to kind of talk about something that like is a different part about you, right? Because the admissions officers, they can see like your ECs, they can see your grades, they can see the classes you took. They can get a picture of that, like who you are and like what you want to do from that. And so the whole point of your personal statement, your essays, is just to kind of show a different part of you and kind of show a different like side of you. And so it's kind of the whole point of the personal statement, right? And so that's kind of like the whole thing with that. So like I think I should focus more on your personality for sure, because like your other essays will talk about. They'll ask you questions like why your major, why like engineering. So focus on your personal statement. Focus on like something unique about you that's not talked about anywhere else, and like something that makes you human, right? Something that's like different. Okay. You're so cool. Was Georgia Tech your dream school? Honestly, no. Georgia Tech was not my dream school. I mean, like my dream school is probably like Stanford. I'd want to go somewhere. I really like California. I think California is a cool state. So I was really trying to go somewhere like there. So no, it wasn't my dream school, but I'm happy I'm there. Like I'm happy I got in. I'm happy I'm going there. But no, it definitely wasn't my dream school for sure. But no, it's a good school for sure. It's a very good school, but it wasn't my dream, I'd say. How many people are still watching this on YouTube? 20 people? Okay, not bad. Um, let's look at more recent questions. My dream school was Penn. Okay. You have no idea how much of an impact you made on the AP community this past year. I'm so happy. Thank you. I'm happy that I made such a big impact. That's cool. Are you 6 foot? Yes. Do grades matter in middle school? Grades matter not really, because I mean, like they matter for like placements. I guess like if you're doing math in middle school, they matter for like your placement into that. But overall, not really. Are those your awards in the back? Yeah, I mean, some of them are my awards. Actually, like, most of them are my awards, yeah. But this is also like I put my dad's awards sometimes. Like not he doesn't have that many awards, or he has some awards too. My brother's awards, my younger brother's awards are up there too. Most of them aren't my awards, and they're not really awards. Some of them are certificates and stuff. I just put them up there because it kind of looks nice, and I'm like proud of them. I just kind of like show them off. So it's not really like all mine, but most of them are mine, yeah. I know you made a video on this, but genuinely, how do I get into engineering? I keep trying for Hack Club, but get discouraged quick. What do you mean trying for Hack Club? I mean, like, engineering, the way you get into engineering is just by, like, if you go to, like, high school, I don't know what grade you're in, but, like, find, like, engineering clubs, find engineering, like, activities and stuff, and do those activities as much as you can, right? You get into engineering just by, like, meeting other people who are interested in engineering and, like, being around other kind of engineering people. I think hardware, I mean. So hardware, like yeah, find hardware clubs, find hardware stuff like that, and then get into a community, because once you're in a community, it's like easier to be motivated and to be more pushed to do stuff. And also being in community, like if you have like a physical community too, it's easier to get resources and stuff from that community. So that's how I'd say best way to get engineering if you're discouraged. Yo, SolidWorks Blender. I actually don't use those programs. I actually use Onshape. Like our high school taught us Onshape, and so I just like been using that for like the longest time. I don't like use the actual like applications. I mean, I'll learn them in college, but I don't use those. Do you code? Yes, I code. I've made like websites and stuff, and like I know how to program pretty well. Yes, Onshape. Yeah, Onshape's awesome, bro. Like Onshape is very good tool. It's like online, and it's like you can share with other people. It's nice. It's also pretty easy too. So I really enjoy using Onshape. Onshape's a good tool. Onshape's awesome. What are your opinions on the TikToks made about you? I addressed this in the last stream already. I mean, I'm flattered. I said the same exact thing actually, like probably 30 minutes ago. Yeah, I'm flattered, but like, Some of them can be a little weird, but like overall, I think it's like cool. Yeah. Do you have a favorite Pokemon? Not really a big Pokemon guy. I mean, maybe I do have like the Pikachu thing up there. That's not mine. It's my brother's. But favorite Pokemon? No, I wouldn't say I have really a favorite Pokemon necessarily. I'm just scroll all the way up because there were a lot of questions at the beginning, but I couldn't answer those questions because I was answering the questions you guys made 24 hours before. Also, good question or good thing, guys. I didn't say this. Thank you guys for like asking questions beforehand. It made it really easy to like answer those questions because you asked beforehand. It really helped me out when you guys asked so many questions and like rank them beforehand. And some of the questions are really good questions you guys asked. I like those questions. Some of the questions were not as good, but they were like I enjoyed those questions I answered. What is a problem you think really needs to be solved? So I'm going back to 5 p.m. This is like older question. Younger. These are earlier questions I never answered. A problem that I think really needs to be solved? That's a very deep question. A problem that needs to be solved. I think we have a problem in general globally with like isolation and like loneliness. I think a problem is that we don't really have in a lot of places like these kind of we call third places. Right? We don't have places where like outside of school or outside of like home or work, whatever it is, right? We don't have places where people can just like go and like be themselves and just like hang out with other people, which I think is an issue because it makes people like more isolated, more lonely, and all that stuff, which is like a negative thing, right? It's not a good thing. So I think we're kind of missing out on that, which is not a good thing. And so I think really we also have like kind of a isolation thing with a lot of people too, because like a lot of people they're just like always like online and stuff, and they're always like glued to their like devices and stuff, and so that kind of like makes people more isolated. And I think it's kind of like an issue we're going to face more in the future. Like people are going to be more isolated, more like kind of like lonely and stuff. And I think it's like overall something that we need to fix. How are we going to fix that? I don't know how we're going to fix that. I mean, like making more third places would be cool, but yeah, that's a big problem. I think that yeah. I know you didn't win all those awards. Yeah, I mean, some of them aren't mine, but they're not all awards. Some of them are just like participation certificates or certifications or certifications. Yeah, so it's like not all awards. Bro, why are you hating? What if you did? Dishwasher. Okay, hopefully I'll be at Georgia Tech next year. What are your thoughts on being a godlike figure now? That's such a weird question to answer. I don't think I'm a godlike figure. I'm gonna skip that one. I don't want to answer that one. Any tips for Arduino making? Tips. So I kind of talked about some making video, which did really well. I'm proud of that video. Tips like you just like make stuff and like make things that you're interested in. Right? I'm making right now. Actually, I didn't mention this. I'm making right now actually a camera, and basically it takes a photo. This camera, it converts that photo into like lines and stuff, and it's actually going to sketch out of that photo after a while. So it's pretty cool device I made. I'm gonna make. I have. Where the hell's my phone? I don't know. I've been live streaming for so long. Okay, but like I have videos and stuff, but I don't know where it is. So, yeah. But yeah, no, I mean like getting into making, find some project you want to make, and then like just do it. I think is how you get into Arduino and stuff. Did you ever do any internships? So yeah, in high school, I did one internship. It was at my state's like cybersecurity department. It was a cool internship. I mean, it was remote, and then we did this in-person thing one day. Actually, let me get it. Yeah, so we did this like cyber day one day in person. So it was cool. I mean, like I learned a lot about cybersecurity through that internship and like cyber practices and stuff like that. And I did research too. So like I did research with a small team. I was like their group leader. I did research on like quantum computing's impact on cybersecurity, which I actually made a video on that. Turns out, quantum computers are pretty good at breaking some kinds of encryption, symmetric encryption, I believe, or no, it might be asymmetric, I forget. But they're pretty good at breaking this one type of encryption, RSA, I think. And so because of that, right, there's a threat that we face because quantum computers might be a thing in the future, and they might like affect that kind of stuff in the future. Favorite movie? Oh, that's a good question. I don't know. I don't really know if I have like just one favorite movie. That's a really good question. I don't know. That's like I like the question a lot, but I'm not sure. Favorite movie? I don't know if you guys watched this movie. It's like an Indian movie, but actually, this is a really good movie. Three Idiots. Three Idiots is a very good movie. I really enjoyed watching that movie. It's pretty funny, and it's like also pretty serious as well. Like it goes into like suicide and like college and stuff. Like, it's a pretty good movie. And actually, if you guys are going to college, yeah, it's a pretty good movie. Check it out. Three Idiots. I mean, it's a Hindi movie. I think there's probably an English there's definitely like an English dub or like English like subtitles. English dub. I'm not sure how good that English dub is, but it's a pretty good movie. Actually, yeah. So that's my favorite movie. Three Idiots. Three Idiots is my favorite movie. There. Hype for Cyberpunk Season 2. I haven't played Cyberpunk or watched the movie, so no, I don't know. Okay, this is someone I know. How has the way you've seen engineering change over time? Well, good question. I mean, engineering, when I was younger, I thought engineering was like building and stuff. Like now, I think it's like different because like I'm actually like more into it and know more about it. So it's like different now. It's like, it's like more like like it's like more like of a studying now because I'm not going to college now about it. So I guess change like that. Have you watched Jeb We Meth? Oh yeah, I've heard about that movie. I never watched it though, but it's definitely on my list as well. I'm gonna watch that movie as well. What are your thoughts on the ape in the purple shirt? Oh, that's mean. Who asked that? I know who you're talking about. That's kind of mean. Okay. Okay, this is later. Are you joining a frat? I answered before. I'm definitely gonna rush in college just to meet people and stuff. Am I going to join a frat? I'm going to have to see like how the social scene is like at Georgia Tech. If I need to join a frat to be social, or if I need to, or if it's like fun. I'm just like weird about how costly it is. I don't know how expensive it is. But like, yeah, I mean, I might join one. I don't know. I'll see. What are your thoughts on Obsession, the movie? I didn't watch that actually. I really want to watch that. Haven't watched it. I do want to watch that. What are your thoughts on aquatic cars? I didn't know that was a thing, but it sounds cool. Job, I'm good, bro. Okay, that was when I was talking about jobs. Hey, I went to GT today for getting info on CS courses, lol. How much SAT stuff I should be doing for senior year? I've got 1280. I'm not confident I can improve my score. Senior year is a tough time to work on the SAT, right? Because like, you're also doing a lot of other stuff. You're doing like, your actual college applications. You're doing like classes and stuff, and like a lot of like activities and stuff. So it's like hard time for sure. 1280, if you're trying to go for Georgia Tech, it depends on if you're in state. If you're in state, then 1280 might be enough. But you're also applying a CS, so 1280 is kind of low for CS, honestly, and for Georgia Tech. So I definitely recommend like if you can try to up that. But you said you can really improve that. So I don't know. I mean, like, see, the thing is, I think you definitely can improve it. I don't think like you should limit yourself like that. But it's tough because you don't have that much time. So I don't know, bro. I mean, like I tried to improve it. It's like not that high of a score. But especially I'm saying it's not high score for CS and for like Georgia Tech, but it's a tough question. How do I become Mr. Olympiad? I'm not Mr. Olympiad. I mean, I did a couple like science competitions and science leagues and stuff. I wasn't really an Olympiad person. Favorite AP class? I said this before: Physics C, E&M. What else? What else are the questions? Yeah, my friend is going to GT, and if it's not too personal, he wants to ask what dorm you got. So I actually got the new dorms, Peterson, Bud and Val Peterson dorms. I'm pretty excited. I mean, they're really nice dorms. I don't know if you guys looked at them. I mean, most of you probably haven't looked at them. But basically, it looks like a hotel room. It's kind of crazy. It looks like a hotel room. They just built them, and they have a bunch of amenities. They have like a grocery store. They have like a gym built in. They have like a bunch of cool amenities. The only thing I don't like, though, is the dorms on West Campus. And so if you don't know about Georgia Tech, West Campus is basically the side of campus is like less stuff on it. So it's basically just like dorms and stuff on that side. There's like one dining hall on that side. there's the recreation center, like the gym and stuff on that side as well. But other than that, it's pretty empty on that side. So there's not much to do on that side. East Campus is where all the social stuff is, like all the frats and all the freshmen, like kind of stuff, and all like the football games and classes and stuff. They're all on East. And so the one thing that sucks is because my dorm is on West, I'm gonna have to like, probably get like a bike or something to like go over to East, which is the one thing that sucks. But overall, I mean, it's like not terrible. Like I don't really like. I mean, it's really nice dorms. People tell me like, I'm really lucky I got those dorms, but I'm still kind of like bummed out and on East. But whatever. I mean, I'll enjoy it. I'll still find ways. And like I think for the most part, like you're gonna be in your dorm just for sleeping. For actually, like most of your time, I feel like you're gonna be outside your dorm, so it doesn't really matter if you're in East or West. And I think people make it into a bigger deal than it actually is, like East versus West. Which clubs are you planning on joining on? I mentioned this, but like entrepreneurship stuff, engineering clubs, maybe like sports, like tennis and stuff, that kind of stuff. Sorry, guys, I'm like really tired. It's been a long stream. Go through the process of getting to your final draft for your personal statement. How did you narrow down from ideas to drafts to one draft and multiple revisions? So I kind of had two big ideas when I started in my college personal statement. And so with these ideas, how I narrowed it down, I was like, okay, first of all, I first wrote both of them as much as I could. I wrote like basically like full drafts for those two. And then from there, I basically saw, okay, like which one do I think I can write more about? Which one do I think shows more about me? And it's something that like isn't covered by other essays. Cause like there's other like essays and stuff too. There's like the supplementals and stuff too, right? For each college specific. And so I looked at, okay, which one can I elaborate on more of my supplementals and like add more information later? And so from there, I was able to kind of like, change, kind of see which one was better. And I just kept improving it there. So I figured, okay, which one do I like better? I picked that one. And then from there, I kind of just used the whole rest of the time I had to basically like iterate on that and kind of like make it something that like showed a new part of me or showed something that like is not seen anywhere else in my application, right? Again, I said this before, but your personal statement should be something that's not shown anywhere else in your application, right? It's not shown in your like extracurriculars or activities, right? It's something unique about you. That's something you should try to do with your personal statement. So I kind of chose one that showed more of my personality. Good question, this one. If you could go back to freshman year of high school, what would you do differently? So I kind of talked about this in my What I Regret video, my high school What I Regret video. Freshman year, I think I was definitely less confident in freshman year, like socially and stuff. I think I was just like, I don't know. I was like kind of like, I thought I was an introvert, and so I act like an introvert, right? But in reality, I don't think I ever was really an introvert. I just like put that label on myself and like wasn't able to get past that. And so one thing I think I would change differently if I was a freshman again, I would definitely try to be more social and try to be more involved in stuff. Like I wish I said yes to more things. I wish I like did was more participative in class and stuff like that. And I wish I like just talked to more people, I'd say. How many times did you take SAT? 2 times. I'm applying early action. Okay, I answered that question. Oh, did I get to these questions? Wait. Is it too late to be an engineering major with none of those extracurriculars? No, it's not too late. I mean, like, you can definitely like still do engineering even without all the stuff, right? It's not too late for sure. Did you ever try doing something with Hack Club? Yeah, so I mean, I got my school affiliated with Hack Club. Hack Club, basically, if you guys don't know, is a cool program where if you're like a high school like club or something, it basically gives you like free resources. So like for us, Hack Club gave us like a bunch of like free like money and stuff, and it gave us a lot of like cool resources. So Hack Club's like pretty cool because it gives you a lot of like stuff like that. And so yeah, we did like some workshops and stuff. Like Hack Club like let us do some like a lot of cool workshops and get a lot of like cool stuff from that. But yeah, no, we did Hack Club stuff. Yeah, it was good. Would you rather? Okay, I'm not answering that. Oh, the book question again. What specific book titles have you read that you enjoyed enough that you would recommend another person to read it? Dude, I'm not really much of a reader, honestly. Like I just like read for school, and like I read books that I think will help me out. So I'm not really that much of a reader. Naming books off the top of my head that I would recommend to other people. I think people are different. I don't know. I can't really recommend anything. I'm not sure. I'm not, again, that much of a reader, so I don't really know. I think I reached the end, actually. I don't teach at SHP. Yeah, I think I've answered these questions, actually. Okay, cool. So actually, I think I'm basically finished now. Let me go to nearer ones. Okay, do you have a favorite Pokemon? Movies, I answered the movies one. TV shows, I'm actually really into TV shows. I like what's it called? Dexter's a really good TV show. I'm really into like sitcoms, so I like Friends. I like How I Met Your Mother. How I Met Your Mother is really good, actually. I like that show a lot. I like The Office is pretty good. I mean, I like the big sitcoms, right? I like those kind of shows. Yeah. What other shows? Those are good shows. Breaking Bad was good too. I like the big shows, I guess, like that. Those kind of shows, they're good. Although my favorite show, I like Dexter a lot. Dexter was a good show. Yeah. Me and my friends love your videos. Thank you. Glad to hear that. What was your favorite AP and non-AP class? So AP has a physics C. Non-AP class, good question. Non-AP class, probably multivariable calculus. It was just because we had our class was just like 4 people basically, and so we basically just like messed around the entire class. It was fun. We was like talking and stuff. Actually, our class was 5 people. I don't know if the guy's watching it, but sorry, I didn't mention you. There's 5 people in the class. Yeah, there's 5 people in the class. Yeah, yeah, I got West. I got the new dorms for Georgia Tech, so I'm like, it'll be cool because I have new dorms, but kind of bummer because I kind of want to East, but like I'll have the new dorms, so that's cool. Can I get a 750 plus in 5 months on reading? Oh, on reading, yeah. So for reading, yeah, I mean, it's definitely possible. 5 months is a lot of time. 5 months, if you spend those 5 months wisely, you can get an 800 on the reading section. Yeah, so you can definitely get 5 for sure, or not 5. You can definitely get like a 750 plus in 5 months for the reading section. Really just do a lot of problems and kind of do the mistake journal I talked about before. Like do that kind of stuff. Again, mistake journal is just like write down your mistakes and kind of analyze them. That's kind of the best way of doing it. My sophomore year is next year, and I can take study hall or AP stats. Okay, we're gonna skip that one because that's also someone who knows me. Yo, Diria, I just popped in to say, let's go, congrats on 10K, bro. Awesome seeing your channel blow up and keep it up. Probably bring the whiteboard to the dorm. Hey, Ronak, what's up? Thank you. Yeah, the whiteboard to the dorm, I don't know. I mean, the new dorms have a broadcasting room, so we'll see what's in that broadcasting room, but yeah. Do you have a LinkedIn and any thoughts on the app? Yeah, I have LinkedIn. So you guys can like check out my LinkedIn if you want. You can connect with me. I don't really use it that much though. I think I have like 2 connections and they're like random people. Cause like I don't know why I'd use it now. I mean, like for opportunities and stuff, you gotta find opportunities yourself. I mean, like LinkedIn can probably help you, but like at this stage, if you're just like a high schooler, if you're like a college freshman, like people aren't gonna be reaching out to you through LinkedIn. You have to reach out to them. So having LinkedIn is kind of pointless because like, you know, people aren't reaching out to you really from there. You have to reach out to them. So overall, LinkedIn is probably good. I mean, it's like a professional app, right? It's for like professionals and stuff. It's probably good when you're like later on in your career. But yeah. He said, wait, I don't know you, what? Okay, you don't know me, sure. So the question was, my sophomore year is next year, and I can take study hall or AP stats. Which should I take? So the funny thing is, sophomore year, basically, I had the option of taking study hall or AP stats, and so I ended up taking a study hall instead of AP stats. I'd recommend taking probably AP stats. I think study hall kind of was a waste of time. I mean, it was fun. I like had fun in the study hall, but it depends on your schedule. Like, I mean, like depends on your schedule. My schedule was pretty easy sophomore year, so I didn't like take it. So I think you should take AP stats. I think it's probably AP stats is pretty easy AP as well. So take AP stats. Someone said I have a question in the Instagram. You can just say your question there. So if you have a question, just say it there. Congrats. Thanks, guys. What else? Name 10 books. Oof. Name 10 books. Let me. I can name 10 books. I swear I can name 10 books, but I just don't want to name them right now. What's your favorite ice cream flavor? Okay, cool question. My favorite ice cream flavor is probably. I'm like kind of a basic guy. I'd say like I like vanilla a lot, but I also like sometimes like just having toppings and stuff, like having like the brownie stuff and like the cookie stuff. So cookies and cream's good. That kind of stuff is good. All that stuff is good. Are you a good driver? You sure you don't know me? Okay, so how do you? Okay, yeah. So I'm a pretty good driver, I'd say. Yeah, I'm just gonna go with that. I'm pretty good at driving. Does P equals NP? Oh, I know this. It's like that problem, whatever, right? The hard problem. Okay, I think we're basically out of questions. I'm also pretty tired, so I'm probably gonna end it here, guys. I'll give you 5 more minutes. Is there any other questions you guys want to ask? Like any dying questions I didn't answer? I have been going on for 2 hours and 30 minutes, though, so if there's like a question, you guys can kind of like scroll back yourself. I'll probably post the stream if I can in the future, or like I'll probably post the stream if I can, but I don't know. So I'll give you guys a minute. Is there any other questions you guys want to ask before I end the stream? Again, if you guys still have any other questions after this, you can just like leave a comment anywhere. I'll probably see it. Yeah, I'm probably gonna end it soon. Any other questions? Okay. Let me just do something quickly. How do you style your hair? Someone asked this before. Someone said I use sea salt spray. I don't use sea salt spray. Basically, how I style my hair is I just take a shower and then I take a towel and I just like dry my hair and then like, my hair is different when it's like different lengths. Like if it's short, it's like spiky like this. I can like style it and then it goes up. But if it's like longer, it's like different. So it's like, how do I style it? I just like, yeah, I just go in the shower and I just like try to change it to make it look nice, but I don't really style it that much. Someone already asked his favorite artist. I don't really have a favorite artist, honestly. I'm just like, I like listening to whatever like sounds good. Don't really have a favorite artist. Okay. Any other questions? Favorite genre of music? I like hip hop music. Hip hop's good. Rap's good. I guess like artists. I like Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson's pretty good. Do you like J-Max or Chipola better? I like Chipola better, probably. Where in India are you from? I'm from North India, so I'm from like the Delhi capital area. What about Jersey Mike's Chipola? I said I like Chipola better. Okay. What is your second language? My second language is Hindi. I guess it's like first language too, but it's like a mix, sort of. No way, me too. That's awesome. I mean, yeah, Chipola is a pretty popular brand. Okay, I'll do like 1 or 2 more questions. Okay, bye. It's been fun. Yeah, bye. Let me just like, yeah, I'll do 1 or 2 more questions. Let me just see if there's any more I can find that are new. My Chipotle order. Usually I order either. Actually, yeah, I'll say this order. Yeah, my order is usually a bowl, and I also get like the burrito on the side. So like, because the bowl gives you more stuff, and then like you can make it the burrito with the bowl. And so I get a bowl and I get a burrito, like the tortilla. And so what I get in the bowl, I'm vegetarian, so I get like basically just like rice, black beans, basically all the vegetables they have. They don't really have that many vegetable options at Chipotle, but basically all the vegetables they have, all the sauces and stuff. I throw those all in there as well. Not all the sauces. Okay, that's a lie. Not all the sauces, but I like sauces. So yeah, you can throw some sauces on there. But yeah, and then I get the burrito bowl, and then I make the burrito from the burrito bowl. Yeah, I'm pretty tired, guys. I don't know if you can tell. So we're probably gonna end it here. Well, I'll give 1 more minute. 2:35. When we reach 2:35. Any final questions? What's your J-Max order? It's a vegetarian sandwich. There's like one option I think there. I don't think they have any other options there. Okay, will you do that live in the future? Yeah, I enjoyed this actually. This was pretty fun. I like doing this a lot. Well, a lot. I mean, it was fun like talking to you guys, and it was fun answering questions. It was definitely tiring though. 2 hours. It was pretty tiring. But maybe I'll do like live in the future. It won't be like a Q&A maybe. But it was fun talking to you guys. It was fun like answering questions. I like talking, so it was cool. But yeah, like doing live streams, it's kind of fun. Maybe I'll do like a live stream in the future. Like it could be Q&A, it could be like something else. I don't know. I haven't really thought about it. But yeah, maybe I'll do live in the future. Yeah, sounds cool. Okay, a couple more things. What's it like having the most aura at your school? I don't have that much aura, and also I graduated, so it doesn't really matter if I had aura at any point. So that's the thing. It doesn't really matter having aura at school. Is there something that surprised you from starting this YouTube channel? Yeah, it surprised me how many people I reached. I didn't really think I'd reach so many people. It also surprised me how many people would know me from this. Like a lot of people know me because of this YouTube thing, right? And it surprised me because I didn't think I'd reach that many people. Did you eat dinner? No, actually, I started at 5, so I had the little party with my friends before. So I ate then, but then I didn't eat dinner. So no, I'm gonna eat dinner after this because I've been doing this live stream for like 2 hours. Hey man, would you to know if you. Okay, I don't know what that means. Okay, final question. What made you choose your major? I answered this question before, but I chose computer engineering because I was always into engineering, like making stuff, and then computers because, I like working with computers and like programming and stuff. So I want to kind of do a mix. And computer engineering is also pretty versatile, which is why I chose it. Okay. So I think that's gonna be the last question for today. Thank you guys all for coming. I mean, it was really fun answering these questions. I think it was, pretty cool. I'm not answering the question. Whoever said that the school of flourishing, I don't know what that means, so I'm gonna ignore that one. But yeah, thank you guys all for coming. It was cool answering questions, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. I think it was pretty fun for me, and hopefully you guys found it fun and maybe useful, maybe to some extent. But yeah, thank you guys for coming, and in the future, I think I want to maybe do some more live streams. I think this was a pretty cool experience, and I think it was interesting. So yeah, see you guys, and thank you guys for coming. So I'm gonna end the Instagram. Bye guys on Instagram. Okay, and I'm gonna end it here on YouTube. Bye guys. Hopefully you guys enjoy this, and I'm gonna try to figure out if I can get the stream on YouTube. But yeah, see you guys.